Hey folks, welcome to the special live stream where we're going to be talking about Supergirl, the new movie that just came out. There's going to be spoilers. Oh, I did not put the banner for spoilers. Hold on a second. Banners. How do you do a banner? Create a banner. Spoilers. Sorry guys, give me a second. I only had a week to prepare. So, all right, spoilers. Boom. Why is it not showing it? No, I don't want that. Is that, do I do that way? No. How is the banner that scrolls? Oh, this is what I want. I want one that scrolls. Oh gosh, spoilers. All right, does that work? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so welcome to the special live stream. We're going to be doing spoilers for Supergirl, so keep that in mind. If you haven't seen it, just know that's going to happen. Now, let's talk about really quickly. We got lots to talk about in this movie, and I got panelists who are coming in, and some are already backstage, and some are coming in a few minutes because of whatever reasons. I did post a poll. You guys can rate the movie. You can only have 4 options, so I did 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5. So those are your 4 options. If you think it's lower than a 2, you can just, I guess, tell me, or just vote 2. Okay. So coming up on Monday, of course, is Earth's Mightiest Mondays. We're talking about Avengers comics and a few more Avengers comics to cover. Looking forward to talking about these. They're very, very cool. On Tuesday night, Terrorvision, we're going to be looking at a movie called Triangle. This is a really cool movie that I don't really think anyone cares about or knows about or talks about, really. It's actually very, very neat. So that's actually hosted by Wrestling with Horror, Pete's channel, but I'll be a guest host on that. And that'll be on Tuesday. Wednesday, G.I. Joe comics. Oh my goodness, this has just been the most fire live stream. You guys have loved these G.I. Joe streams. So have I. So 4 more issues of G.I. Joe. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty shocked where this is going here with this Cobra Commander's kid and Storm Shadow and all this crazy stuff. So join us on Wednesday for G.I. Joe. And then every Friday is Fantastic Fridays. And now we're in the John Byrne era, and this is just absolutely crazy. So 3 more issues of Fantastic Four this Friday. I've also got a special video coming out, which I just called Monica Rambeau is Awesome. I didn't know what else to call it. So we just covered her first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16. And we've been covering, I think we did like 4 appearances now, I guess, in Avengers. I don't know the number exactly. I think like 4. But always loved the character. Didn't really follow too much of her career after, like the Photon stuff I don't really know about. But I wanted to do a video on it because I thought it was a good topic for female superheroes. So that video is going to be on July 5th. So that'll be a video, not a live stream. So I didn't know what to call it. So I just call it Monica Rambeau is Awesome. What else am I going to call it? And I'm going to go see Obsession tomorrow. It won't affect the live stream. So hopefully I'll do a review for Obsession. And that is that. I want to say a special thank you to all of the channel members. I appreciate you guys. We always thank our friend Clobberin Times, who we lost a couple of years ago. Some people might put a CT in the chat to honor his memory. We mostly do it for the comic book streams, but thank you to all of the channel members. I appreciate you guys. And that is it. All right, so we've got a couple of guys already backstage. People are messaging me. They're coming in late, so we're gonna go through this. Let me get these guys in here. Where's my? So Sean's coming late. I don't think Sean saw Supergirl yet. We didn't go see it together. He's been going through a lot of stuff. So I don't think Sean has seen it. He might just come on for color commentary or pointless commentary, which is I haven't seen the movie, but I just got shit to say. So he might come on later. But the person who I did see the movie with was Steve from Comix Asylum. So let's bring him in.
You ever play roulette? Always bet on black.
All right.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
All right, we do have our friend Cliff is joining us as well, and then we've got a few other guys lined up who are coming. I've got to open up. I have like 17 tabs open up for all the stupid because none of you guys want to pick one social media, so everybody wants to pick a separate one. So now I need to have 75 social media platforms and remember who I'm messaging on each one. So I've got all of them open. So if you're late or whatever, that's that. So Cliff has been on a few times. He was on the Dazzler streams when we were doing those, and I'm glad all 7 people who watched those streams was very happy with them. It's Dazzler, man. You guys suck. Okay. Anyway, Should have got more views on those. All right, let's bring. We're gonna use Mr. Fancy Pants, I guess, for Cliff. I like that. I like that one.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Cliff.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you
J-Man,
again.
Good to see you too. J-Man, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. So there's going to be a few more people joining. We'll go through. I've got a few preliminary things I wanted to ask, just the preliminary questions. Once everybody maybe shows up, I'll give it a little bit more time. Just like, have you seen or have you read Woman of Tomorrow? Have you read other Supergirl comics? Just to get everyone sort of, because I've got people that hate the movie but like the comic. I've got people that love the movie and the comic. I got people that love the movie, didn't read the comic. I got people that hate the movie, didn't read the comic. So like, I'm trying to get the most, and then there's people who are like, I've read other Supergirl comics, just I didn't happen to read Woman of Tomorrow, but I like the movie. Like, I tried to think of every single person who had every kind of opinion. So like, Marc can't be here. He wanted to come on, Legion of Comics. He wanted to come on. He's a reader of DC Comics. He read Woman of Tomorrow.
He's doing an interview right now on another channel.
He's on the channel, yeah. So I didn't get to him in time. So yeah, he loves Woman of Tomorrow, the comic. He thought this movie was like okay. He didn't like the ending. Neither did I. That's probably my deal. My review is quite harsh, but I'm a deal breaker guy. If something happens in the movie that breaks it for me, and unfortunately, Supergirl happened at the end. Up until the end, I was like, yeah, this is okay. It's fine. They didn't really adapt the comic. They adapted sort of, but they removed important things. And
it was a whisper of an adaptation.
It was a whisper.
A whisper.
Yeah. They actually kind of wait. Marc did a video, just to paraphrase him. So check out Legion of Comics. I'll put the links in a minute. He did a great video where he said it was almost a shame they used the story because they ended up really not using it at all. To be quite honest.
Actually, and they ended up dishonoring it.
They did dishonor it.
Use all the power of my mind to separate that from this.
I wish, Cliff, let me tell you something. I wish they didn't say, the problem.
Yeah, the biggest sin this movie has is that anyone ever said, we're doing an adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. We're basing this on Woman of Tomorrow. Shut your trap hole.
Right. That was the mistake.
Say less.
That was a big mistake. They had them holding up the trades.
Because at the end of the day, other than there's a Ruthie, there's a Krem, and there's a Kara Zor-El having a birthday, and there's a wounded Crypto. That's it.
That is it.
That's it.
That is it. And I'm going to.
It's all over the. And I'm still mad about these green suns. Okay. First of all, the comic handled it better. The movie, that was trash. You know how like something just upsets you at random? I was like, why is she dying under a green sun like it's kryptonite? Who wrote this?
I thought that too. So Steve was saying that. He's like, wait a minute. The problem. Here's the problem. When you okay, hold on. Let me just say hi to everybody first. Belle was here.
Say the highs.
Let me say the highs. Okay. Belle is a super Snyderverse ultra. She is the Snyder. She loves it. So she does not like the James Gunn. Now I'll give you my record is the last great live before, not counting Superman and Lois season 4, which was awesome. Superman and Lois season 4 was probably the best live action Superman.
All hetero breeders, like that is the softest spot y'all have for Superman ever, is that show.
I like the season 4.
I was worried for all of you when that show ended. All of you were like mourning the show all over the internet, and I'm like, our straight friends are in trouble. Are they okay? I'm like, can we just let them ride this out? I'm like, I don't know how to react.
I like season 4. I can give reasons, but let's think. Okay, we'll get back to that. Okay, so Classic Comics is here. Rogues, our super friend, is here. Sean, how's it going? Sean, you enjoyed? Thought it was a great film. Okay, we'll get to it. Dan's Comic Corner, how's it going, Dan? Good to see you on here, buddy. Skeptic, you've come out back. You've crawled yourself out of the pits and you're back. Thanks, buddy. Cliff is in the chat as well. Chris, how's it going? Chris, thank you for being here. Skeptic, okay. Cliff, face it. They slit a girl's. The fact they slit a little girl's throat, cold blood. Who's still? Are you talking about Krem? They didn't. Obsession. I will see Obsession tomorrow. I'll be down for joining later if I could. Maybe I don't want you on. Did you ever think about that, Skeptic? You didn't think about that. Always bet on black. Yes. Listen, when Steve wanted an intro, he's like, "Have you seen Passenger 57?" I said, "You could stop talking. I know exactly what you want to be on there." and I chose why. Just like Indiana Jones, I chose wisely. This Tevye, I know Tevye. I saw you were not disappointed, or that you were disappointed. Far Sunder, how's it going? I'm not going to lie, the ending ruined the movie. Me too. We're going to talk about it. I've got a couple of preliminary things to just quickly.
We do know Tevye really likes things he really likes things to stick to stick a landing. You know,
me too.
I could see where he was devastated.
Yeah, and prior, I don't know. I just don't understand. Okay, well, hold on. Sorry, we're still okay. I accidentally voted. Okay. I love that. I love the entire book. I'm trying to like this. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of people. This is good. Jamie plays hard to get. I am hard. I'm hard to get. Listen, okay. So Kryptonite Corner is going to come on. I think our buddy John from ACTION-FLIX is going to come on, and who else is going to come on? Oh, maybe Far From Blake is going to come on. So I wanted to get a few guys who aren't like the comic book nerds that, like, I've got Women of Tomorrow off the shelf, like in the individual comics. Like, I only got the first 3 issues because typically I don't buy. I don't buy. I usually get them digital. I usually get the first few issues, but I do have the trade, and I got the compact version of this story. So that's how I was able to complete it. Okay, preliminary things I just want to say that I think we can agree on. I don't think that the reasons that there's negatives on this movie, I don't think Millie Alcock performed poorly. Do we kind of agree on that?
This movie is perfectly good in many ways. Mm-hmm. I'm not upset with the acting. I'm not upset with the action. I figured that's something J-Man probably enjoyed about this movie.
I thought, while watching, I thought this might be better than the comic because they had more action in it. That's exactly what I was thinking. I said that to Stevie Saturday.
So, and I could see that was a plus.
She was fine. Yeah.
The friend I brought with me, and I also liked Ruthie, and the friend I brought with me, she is not a comic book nerd at all. She came with me to see Krypto.
Okay. Oh, but he wasn't in it. But he's.
Oh, he was in it plenty for her because she got.
Really?
She got Krypto. She got Krypto who needs to be rescued, and she got baby Krypto. She was happy. She got plenty. Of
okay, so she got all of the versions.
Right. She got all the versions of Krypto. But I also really liked it.
Right. Okay. I want to point out that I don't care about what other people think. I personally don't watch or listen to interviews of celebrities. So where I'm going with that is to say that if celebrities in their real life personas or social media or interviews say or do stupid things, it doesn't affect me because I don't watch it and I don't care. I don't care because I'm not Millie Alcock's friend in real life. I don't care what she says or does in positive or negative. If they say, I'm just watching the movie for the movie and I don't care. And I can tell, I don't even know. I know, I guess she said stupid things. I don't know what she said and I don't care.
One thing that has been dragged.
Sure.
And I think Steve can agree that we've seen this happen to many a celebrity.
They need to zip it.
Right?
Celebrity, sports
guys,
whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're Zendaya, who has like the best Disney training from like when she was.
She was actually very smart though.
And
she has
going to say something to get dragged.
Let me tell you, and Zendaya's eyes will say 10,000 words.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, in her personal thing, she doesn't follow people or retweet things, so you never. Which is probably really the best course. I heard that she doesn't even follow Tom Holland, so that's probably the best course of action is to not get yourself. Anyways, that I don't care what people say. Okay, number 2. Next point. I don't care about box office. I don't use the box office to determine anything because there's plenty of movies I love that bombed ass, and there's plenty of movies that I hate that did well. I'm not going to use it to help my opinion. Ha ha ha! It sucks. It bombed. You see. I don't care if it bombed because there's plenty of movies I love that bombed. So I'm not going to use it for positives. Like if I love a movie, ha ha ha, you see it made money. I don't care either way because He-Man also bombed and I loved He-Man.
I love He-Man. Why?
It's you know what, Cliff? Dude, that audience is too small.
Yeah, I don't care. Do you know what's really sad is I said this earlier tonight. I enjoyed Masters of the Universe more than I enjoyed Supergirl.
Oh, for me, I didn't like Supergirl, so I obviously did. Yeah.
I don't understand how that movie did not find an audience. It is blowing my mind. And then this movie, I enjoyed it, but ... We'll come back.
Right. We'll get to the. Okay.
You know what, Cliff? I think Masters of the Universe is the McRib of like sandwiches.
The people that love it,
swear by it.
Yep.
Right.
And it pops up every once in a while, right? And people are like, oh my God, the McRib
party.
And they lose their minds. But is it on the regular menu? Not
I know. I do enjoy fighting. Now, okay. So for my personal thing, after Christopher Reeve, the Superboy TV show is okay. And then after the Superboy TV show, I don't care about any live action thing. Like Superman and Lois, it's okay. Lois and Clark, New Adventures it's okay. Smallville, don't care. Superman and Lois didn't care until Lex Luthor showed up, and then season 4 I thought was pretty good. And I did actually think the ending of Superman and Lois was very nice, especially when he forgives Lex. That was very cool. So that show won me over.
It was made for y'all. It was made to a T for y'all.
Right. I met Tyler and I've met Brandon
Tyler
Ralph.
and Bitsy's husband.
They're very nice.
Let me tell you, meeting Bitsy and her husband gave me bi panic. Bi panic normally
bi panic
heterosexuals, right? Bi panic happens to heterosexuals where you're like, why am I attracted to this dude? I've never been attracted to a dude before. But no, Bitsy and her husband, I'm like, oh my God, you're both beautiful. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I've seen her. Okay, no, yeah, I've seen the husband goes with her to the shows, right? Yeah, I've seen them.
Because
okay,
they work together on Grimm.
Oh, I never watched. Okay. I actually like her. Even in the other seasons, I like her as Lois, and I like Tyler. I like the two of them as the characters. Actually, just as a side note, I actually like all the Superman actors. I haven't had really too many issues with them, but for me, Christopher Reeve is just so high up that I just can't go fully on anybody else. But in any case, it is what it is. But Tyler was very, very nice.
I gotta tell you, Tyler is just like one of the sweetest, most approachable
big time
people. Also, homeboy from Smallville, not as sweet and as still very approachable.
Which one? Oh, Tom Welling.
Yeah, Tom Welling. Tom Welling, very approachable. If I can get you to laugh, I feel like we're good. And I got him to laugh. And he was approachable, but I felt he was a little more like I'm at the show to do business, right. You know, like that mentality. Like,
oh, right? Yes.
And I felt Tyler was more like, oh my God, I'm just so glad you guys are here. And this is so great. Like, in other words, Tyler was just a little more giving with his time, right?
Yeah,
because you could feel it. Because some of these guys, like, you got 90 seconds, right? In that 90 seconds, hello, maybe an autograph if you paid for the package, right?
Yeah,
that's what you're doing now, right?
Yeah,
it's like, hello, autograph, I love what you did, photo, and run. I again, 90 seconds when I met the two cast members from the Orville, and I was like, I love season 3. I loved your scenes. I love what you guys did. Love it. I want more. Boom, photo. Thank you so much. Run. Homegirl. Right. I was like, too bad you weren't Wonder Woman. Loved you in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Loved every scene.
Oh, is that Adrienne Palicki? I like her.
I was like, love it. I said, I was moved to tears in these 2 scenes that you did. I was moved to tears. I got all that out in 90 seconds. She thanked me. And then, of course, I had one more moment. She was walking the big hallway at the end of the first night, and she saw me, and she waved hello to me, and I waved back because, of course, I'm a big dude, big Hawaiian shirt, so she remembered, right? And so that was, like, really great. So, again, it was, like, kind of tight, but not really. In the case of those two, I wouldn't blame them that things were tight. It was like, hey, the line is building. We're going to keep it moving, right? With Tom, the line was there, but he was conscious of keeping it moving. And with Tyler, the line was there. He was conscious, but he wanted to make sure that everybody had that little talk, a little chat. And
I had a bit of an advantage because I had a press pass for that particular one. My friend runs the Action Elite website, and it's a very high-ranking website, and I was able to he got me a press pass, so I was able to walk in. So I got a little bit of a luxury because I was the first person for Tyler. So the second he showed up, we talked a bit more. So I've gotten that a few times. and he was like extremely nice. And actually, Brandon Routh is also very extremely nice.
I
he
hear
got a big
wonderful things about him. I haven't met him yet.
He's very good. I felt he got kind of let down. I don't like Superman Returns either. I don't know. I felt he got let down by that movie.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. I feel like the CW gave him a very cathartic experience.
And I really liked him in that.
Because he said he didn't even want to do it at first. And then they kept pitching it to him like, no, we really want this. Like, we want to make this a full circle moment for your character. Yeah. And he really felt that way because it was a good story. He had excellent chemistry with Bitsy when she encounters him, right? Because it's still a Lois and it's still a Clark. So there's right. So I thought that was cool. He got a cool little fight with Tyler. And then he got that ending where the yellow was restored to the S.
Yeah, I like that.
And I thought like all of that was good. And they even incorporated the humor into the show, which like, hey, you won the Superman lottery. There's a Superman out there that looks just like you.
Right.
All of it worked so well. And I thought it was really entertaining. And I thought that was a good experience for him. And my friends who have met him and talked to him about it, he said that was a good experience. And
I did talk to him about that because I too thought that they gave him a great shot to have him come back. And he was very cool. I was inspired. I did a video a long time after that CW where I had an idea where he could spin off into his own solo series about Superman, where you do it like DC Presents and call it Superman Presents. And every episode he teams up with a young and upcoming hero who we haven't seen too much of, and then they could have. I think that would have been a very cool show, but I don't make shows, unfortunately. Otherwise, they'd all be awesome. Okay, so Woman of Tomorrow. You would
need me there to add like a splash of humanity in between all the action segments.
And the reason why I reached out to you, Cliff, actually is because of. I know that when it comes down to the heart of the comics, see, I love the action, but I actually prefer the heart of what's going on. This is why if I love a particular actor, like to me, Christopher Reeve just makes me feel good. So seeing him in a movie that maybe isn't as good, like Superman 4 wasn't as good, I still see him as Superman. So if I can latch on to the person, that can get me through like lesser stories. So even like what's another, like I actually really liked, I liked Gal Gadot. Linda Carter is the queen and the best of all time. That's no question. But not every episode was awesome, but I loved her in that role, just being herself, doing stuff. So I'm looking to latch on to characters like that and get involved. And then that way, if the movie isn't that good, I'm not too disappointed. With this one, we had, hey, Joe Dog, how's it going, dude? With this Supergirl movie, I was like, okay, they're doing Woman of Tomorrow. Let's see what they do, because that Woman of Tomorrow is a simple story, but complicated plot. There's a lot of plotting. So you have to pay attention to what's happening. So for example, I would say Watchmen is a complex story and complex plot, which makes it very, very difficult. That Zack Snyder movie is crazy that it's even as decent as it is, because it's impossible to make that, right? It's too many, unless maybe if you did like a 10-hour miniseries, you could get every little story. But Woman of Tomorrow is a simple story that has a lot of plot. So you have to, the way you do it is you have to just either eliminate things instead of, I don't know how many planets she goes to. Like, let's say 6, they go to 6 locations. Instead of 6 locations, pick 3. And Ruthie has to learn the lessons through observation through just 3 locations, because it's a movie and you can't have all of this stuff happening. I think
on board with you on that.
Yeah, on board. Yeah. So you take that, because it's very simple. It's like Ruthie needs revenge. Now, the neatness of it is that Supergirl and Crypto were really never, Crypto wasn't really actually in danger. Supergirl wanted to go on the mission to save the soul of the girl going. And I want to point out something that's very different that I actually think is very important, that I understand.
You're still talking about the comic book version.
Right? I'm sorry, guys. Okay. This is the comic book, guys. Comic book. This is very important. Krem kills her father only. Mm-hmm. There is a wife, and there are multiple brothers who literally say, well, he's dead. That sucks, but whatever. Life goes, bloody, bloody. Like, it's like, okay. And Ruthie's like, no, we got to go avenge our dad. And they're like, we're good. They don't go. So the reason this is important is because now Ruthie is determined on her own. If your whole family is dead, she has no choice but to go on a venture. She chooses this. This is completely, as soon as this movie started, now Steve didn't read the comics. As soon as this movie started, I thought, I don't like, wait a minute. What the hell's that? That's weird.
J-Man, what did I call her? I called her Arya Stark.
Right. It's like, my family's dead. I got no, it's different to say because clearly her brothers were asses or didn't care. And the mom was whatever. So clearly the relationship between the father and the daughter was very strong and important enough that her whole life is dedicated to avenging that. Now, when Supergirl encounters this, she's like, this is going to ruin this girl's soul. I have to go with her. Is this a fucking spoiler? It's an excuse. Oh, my dog, Crypto, it doesn't matter. He's not dead. He's not in danger. And Supergirl goes through a lot shit.
Well, Supergirl goes through a big loss in the comic.
In the comic.
Right, like, let me tell you, if the movie ending happened in the comic after losing Comet, I would have been like, get him, girl.
I love Comet. If we're Legion guys, somebody in my comments like, what you want you want Comet? I was like, I love Comet. So yeah, Comet's awesome. But anyways, the thing is and here's the other important. This is super important. Just let me get this out. This is super important. In the end of the comic, Ruthie is alone with a helpless Krem. This is super important. This is super important because she on her own determines to herself, no, I'm not going to do this because of the previous 7 issues or whatever. I don't know what it was. Whatever she had learned in this movie, Supergirl is standing there telling her, I understand it's a movie thing and it's simplified, but you could have easily have shown her sitting there thinking, do flashbacks. You're making a movie, right? You have a bunch of flashbacks in Ruthie's head of things that happen throughout the movie that show her that this is the wrong course of action. And then she's like, you know what? It's not worth it. Let's put him in the Phantom Zone or whatever. And then actually the comic has an extra bit because he comes out of the Phantom Zone X number of years.
300 years later.
300 years later, he's in there. He comes back, and Tom King kind of made it a little bit ambiguous. We had an argument over this. Ruthie forgives him or just gives him a little whack on the head to be like, okay, there's my revenge that I got or whatever.
Yeah.
So now with the movie watching it while the changes were present, I was like, I don't know if I like that. I do like her reason to go after him more in the movie because it feels more optional in the comic. He murdered her father. That's awful. There's a whole life still going on. Right.
Why does she need to leave? The movie did one better by he's like, nope, murdered her whole family. She's got her dad's last sword. Yeah,
she's got no choice.
Right. My feel for movie Ruthie is enhanced because she's got no choice. Her nuclear family is destroyed. We find out she has an aunt, and that's lovely later on, but her nuclear family is destroyed. That is huge on the revenge scale. Huge. So one point to the movie for making me more invested in Ruthie.
You know what's another thing? I wish I would have just given her pointy ears. But anyways, that's just like really they couldn't do that. Like Spock wore them for 3 seasons. It's not that hard. Anyway. But I actually like that she does have the family because then I feel that she herself is like this family. I think losing her father was the family. Like clearly her brothers are douches and like her mom's at whatever. So I think I understand it's a movie. It's easier to say that her family's killed. She goes on the mission. It's easier. So but I'm not.
Also, you can get more invested in her revenge.
A regular person might be more. Yeah.
When people are making choices to adapt one item to a movie, us comic book readers, we can unfold the nuance over 6 months of stories. You can't do that in 1 hour and 44 minutes.
I agree with that.
This one of the particular items where I felt the movie did one better because then you're instantly invested in her.
Sure,
like,
and I won't
want to go after Crown. what are the Kund, right? Or the Badoon, or they're
I'm not going to remember any of the names, so whatever it is, I don't
know, but know your DC freaking
dude. I'm never gonna know. I'm never gonna remember. I brought out the compact edition if we need to, and if we really need to, boom, I've got the digital right here. If we really need to look at it, I'm prepared. I'm completely prepared. I'm prepared. We can go to the comic if we need to. The comic's here. Okay, hey, Andrew, how's it going, dude? Good, cool. I've seen people say what? So sorry. I've seen people say it was to make Supergirl different. Her fighting girls. Yeah, they don't have to make her. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so we're watching the movie, and they made certain changes, and I knew Comet wasn't going to be in it, right? Obviously, they threw Lobo in there, which I was like, okay, I guess he's there. Fine. We'll talk about the nuances of the movie, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. I don't know, but then the ending. My problem is that now I've got that image in my head as Supergirl. And I don't want to get into should heroes kill her or not.
But okay, so here's my thing.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it because of the source material, and I don't like it in general. Yeah. But I do respect that outside of her constantly telling Ruthie this is not the way to go.
Right.
I do understand there are moments to spread through the movie to show you why Kara would do it. Right? Because as we are watching Kara's story unfold and things that she shares at different points in the movie, she already thinks she is ruined. And she's trying to protect Ruthie from being ruined. Now, in a grander nuance, right? If James Gunn was really on this paying attention, showing that she is the one willing to kill, and that playing out further as we have more experiences with Superman and Supergirl would be interesting. I think that was a bad move to do on your second DCU film.
Big time.
Thank you.
Oh, Cliff,
also, if you're going to do it, make it a moment where the Green Sun comes back or some shit where Supergirl's like, damn it, I have to do this.
She can't be in a position of power. So here's the problem.
Are you reading my personal notes? Dude, they got my personal notes, chat. I don't understand how this happened.
Because Cliff, this is my main problem with it, right?
Yep.
She gets all of the lessons from her parents, right, in the flashbacks.
Right. And by the way, opposite of Clark.
Opposite.
You're right. Opposite.
Right. Like her parents are like, oh, look at baby Kal-El being sent off to be a ruler. And then they're like, yeah, Kara, you don't have to be perfect. I want you to be good. All this, Kara, we want you to to be good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then it was like, and then I'm like, what?
Because also what that does too is that, because I brought this up with J-Man.
Brigands. They're brigands.
Brigands. I didn't know what you were talking about.
But this is the thing that had me like going, so wait a second. So her parents can give a lesson. Clark's giving the lesson that comes from his parents, right? So the Earth parents who have no blood tie to Clark teach him to be this wholesome individual. And then she's with the parents that are her bloodline, the last remnants. Her mother's on her deathbed. And she goes against all of that. It made no sense to me. Right.
Well, all they had to.
So if Krem was in a position, and we've seen it in every movie where it's a revenge movie, right? Where Dirty Harry has to avenge somebody, or a samurai has to avenge somebody, right? It's not where they're on top and it's like a straight murder. It was a murder because he was not in any danger at all at that point, and that was my issue with it. If it was any other character, if it was Lobo, if it was Wolverine, if it was Punisher, characters that have that kind of arc or bent, go for it. But not.
And again, first off, I felt like Lobo should have gotten it and he didn't. Secondly, again, I would have respected this move more had it not been this story that they chose to adapt.
Yeah.
She not been in a position of power where she is straight up murdering him.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and obviously they have not introduced the Phantom Zone to us in this universe, so they have that scapegoat, right?
Right.
But like, yeah, I right. It was so hard. So my friend who watched it with me, and she really enjoyed it. She loved it. She's like, I'm into these characters. I like the journey that she had with Ruthie. But even in the car, she goes, but did Supergirl really have to kill him? I'm like, no. What?
Yeah, it's so weird because, and you adapted a story that's about not killing the they sat there. We're making this movie right here, baby, and it's like, no, you're not.
But mind you, on the other hand, this Kara feels that she's tarnished. He is fine. He has been escaping them this entire 3-day saga.
Right.
He is there, and he poisoned her dog, murdered this entire girl's family, and countless other atrocities that are named, including contributing to the child bride ring. Right. So yeah, do I think he deserves some comeuppance?
Right, but I don't. But yeah, I'm not going with the deserve thing because here's the problem. Well, now we got Man of Tomorrow coming out, so Supergirl's going to kill Lex Luthor, right? Perfect, just kill him because Lex Luthor is way worse. Kill Joker. What? As soon as you start doing this was the Zack Snyder problem. As soon as it happens once, it's the doors. Here's the.
Well, at least we can. These are two very separate things too. The Zack Snyder one. This Superman is holding Zod there, right?
Yeah, that's true.
He's like, okay, he is laser. He's going
to laser those guys. Yeah,
those lasers are going right for that family, right?
Yeah.
And then he cries out over what he did. He just destroyed the last of his people, right?
All right.
In this movie, Supergirl clearly, widely has options.
Right.
Are we also going to forget Hawkgirl in this universe?
I am not forgetting Hawkgirl because remember, Hawkgirl murders a foreign leader, and by the way, when you see season 2 of Peacemaker, they don't mention her by name, but they start talking about how these metahumans are getting out of hand. So there is a whisper of her actions having consequence. So I was really trying to be, I'm still kind of on board with you. I don't know what goes on in his life. You know, he said The Flash was an amazing movie. No, it wasn't, James Gunn. And then he said this was like one of the best scripts he ever read. Okay, clearly it was not.
No, clearly not.
You know, I don't know what he's doing. The man has got to keep a roof over his head. Okay, I respect it. All right, I get it. I'm never gonna believe another word out of his mouth. I'll just wait for the movies to come out.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I lost my butt and all of that.
That's okay.
I still have an ounce of faith in his greater vision. I just feel like this type of risk this early was wrong. I feel like if you did it later and better, so that you could have a conflict between Superman and Supergirl about this,
absolutely,
that would be really interesting and new ground to cover. So that's a big. Now again, I do think that intention is here, right? Because if Kara decides, no, this is the kind of person, the hero I want to be, like, yeah, let's kill the Joker. It's ridiculous,
but
right?
But Cliff,
all right, hold on a second. One second, and then Steve, I'll let you talk. Yeah. Blake is backstage, so let's bring Blake in. And Kryptonite Corner, I think, is still coming, and John from ACTION-FLIX is also still coming. So I don't have a thing for. I'm going to use for anytime someone comes on my live stream. First, I always play my favorite movie of all time, and I always play one of the most awesome scenes to introduce the person. So here we go. Hey Blake, how's it going?
That's a great intro. I'm finally here.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite movie of all time. I cry when Valeria talks to him about being alone all her life, and I get teary-eyed, and she's like, we have to go. She's like, let's forget this. Let's live together and love each other. We have warmth and all that. And then Conan looks at the thing. And it's like, I can't. And then he leaves her in the night. That is awesome. And in that movie, FYI, there is only one line of dialogue that Conan says to Valeria in the entire film. He only says, "You're not a guard." When he first sees her, he's like, "You're not a guard." That's the only line of dialogue he directly says to her. Watch it again. It's crazy. Anyway.
So I'm gonna do a stream. I've never seen that movie. What was the name of the movie again?
Conan the Barbarian. Watch the extent. Watch the full version of it, because there's a scene that they omitted and they changed the ending for the theatrical. And when he says, "What is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you hear the lamentation of the women." That's the first line of dialogue he says in the movie. And when he prays to Crom at the end, he prays to Crom for revenge. He's like, "Grant me revenge, and if you do not listen, then the hell with you." He crushes Thorgrim and Rexor. He drives away Thulsa Doom, and the princess cries out for him. Isn't that crazy? He never say it in the movie, and then he does this. He does this when he wins, and that's what he does in the pits when he used to fight, and that's how he used to think. But through the riddle of steel and how he figured it all, it's like that's not what's best in life. He was wrong. It's fucking awesome. Okay, anyway. So Blake, here is the sort of stipulations. Number one, I don't care about what box office any movie does, because I love movies that bombed, and I hate movies that did well. So the box office of this movie, I don't care about.
Oh my God, do we have to give him all the rules again?
No, just a couple.
Oh my God.
We'll run through real quick.
Yeah. We're not doing the Millie Alcock effed up. I don't care what people say in interviews, because I don't watch interviews. I could literally, if Millie Alcock in an interview said J-Man's channel is a big hunk of piece of shit, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
She said the exact opposite, though.
Well, of course she did, because you know. Now, if she said that, then I'd be a shill. No, I don't care what people say. And also, you did not read Woman of Tomorrow.
No.
Okay, so that was the thing. So what you basically quickly missed was that in Woman of Tomorrow, Krem kills only the father, and she has a mother and many brothers left, and they're all like they don't care about revenge. It's like, yeah, we're good. So she determines on her own to go. So I think that's good. Cliff does like the streamlined of, well, now she has no choice but to go. It gives the audience more, you root for her more a little bit, because of, you're like, wow, she's lost everything. So you're on her side more immediately. The other big thing we talked about, of course, the ending, where we all kind of agree that you didn't adapt the story. I think the problem is, we mentioned this, that you shouldn't have said anything. You should just say, we're making a Supergirl movie. You shouldn't have said, we're making this movie. It's like, but you didn't make this movie at all, and you kind of urinated on this book. So it's like, why did you say that?
And
like,
lots of superhero films are not literal adaptations.
Of course.
But at least the thematic adaptation is there. The thematic adaptation of this would have been Supergirl's journey with Ruthie and all. And I feel like it just barely did that. It just barely. That, you know, because at least we can say for Supergirl, despite everything she did keep Ruthie's purity, right?
She did.
So like
she did keep the purity.
That part was like, we cemented. So again, you get a point for that, you know, Anna, James, and crew. But then like, you straight up killed the dude, girl. I mean,
yeah. So normally what happens in these kinds of films is that they're forced their hand. So we talked about the suicide by Superman, which Zod let me tell you right now on the record, killing Zod is bullshit. I hate it. I don't like it. That's a breaking point for me in that movie. Comes at the end, I'm like, okay, this is stupid. I don't like it. But I will defend it for just a little bit. As Cliff was saying, he is lasering them. I believe Zod wanted to die because he was never going to have his Krypton. He wanted to break Superman. As his last act, he wanted to break Superman. And he gave him no other choice. And when Superman did it, he cried out. When Supergirl did it, she went and had birthday cake. I'm like, the guy was hopeless. Like, what's going on? And someone said Furiosa. Supergirl ain't Furiosa. Look, if Supergirl didn't straight up kill him, like, here's what happens. I'm not going to kill you, right? And then Krem gets up. Oh, he wasn't as injured as he's going to throw something. And then she turns and, I just happened to kill. That's how that happens in normal movies. Like, right? It's like, I mean, you know, unless you're Deadpool or John Wick or something, like, this is crazy. Why didn't they at least do that? But in the comic, they put him in the Phantom Zone. So for Blake's benefit, they put him in the Phantom Zone. 300 years pass of his sentence in the Phantom Zone. He comes out. Ruthie is an old woman, and he's like, "I'm sorry." He begs for forgiveness. He's like, "I've repented" or whatever. And she knocks him on the head with her stick in the comic. She knocks him on the head. It's like, "There, I got my revenge. I hit you," and then that's it. And another important thing that Blake missed was that in the comic, this is important. Supergirl is not present. Ruthie is alone with Krem. She could kill him. Right there
at the very end.
At the end, she could kill him right there. He's helpless. He's tied up. He's done. And she decides not to because of the lessons that Supergirl taught her throughout the comic. Now I'm like watching this movie where me and Steve are like, what is happening right now? Like, this is not what I'm like, wait a minute, I have many copies of this. Let me just double check this. Nope, there's definitely lessons, and she didn't kill the guy.
Cliff brought up a great point where it's like the payoff where there's obviously going to be some sort of tete-a-tete with Clark and Kara over her actions, right, with Krem. And I get it, but where that real attention should come from, what happens when Bruce shows up in this universe? Because it's their methods that are diametrically opposed. That's kind of what makes
Bruce is not a killer either.
I understand.
Right, that would put him, but I like that because remember when Supergirl shows up in the early 2000s, right? Bruce is the one that finds her. He's like, okay, Clark, your cousin who doesn't even speak English and is flying around and accidentally firing heat vision. Yeah, okay, it is supposed to be all good. Like, you know, like I like that because I like that could be the tension between Bruce and Kara upon their initial, encounter.
But that tension should be between Clark and Bruce, not Kara and Clark.
Well, no, because Clark and Bruce is a tension of if you ever snap, like Clark and Bruce is like if you ever snap, look, Lex is right. What do we do if you snap? Like Bruce is on that side, and that's how Bruce ends up with the kryptonite ring and
I all that. Yeah. But also too, like if you even go back to World's Finest, right? It's their methods, right? One's the Boy Scout, one isn't. Because Bruce also, like, even if you go to the Nolan stuff, he will break every rule possible, right? Didn't he lobotomize Dr. Light or some foolishness as well too, right?
Oh.
In the comics, he lobotomizes Dr. Light.
No, he doesn't. Remember, that is Zatanna. He walks in on it and he's outraged, and then she wipes his memory.
So it was Zatanna that did it. All right.
Zatanna is the one. And then when he brought Zatanna to the Lazarus pit later on to try and figure out why Jason is back, and she goes, no, it's cold. Nothing's here. She goes, Bruce, why didn't you bring someone else? He goes, I wanted to bring someone I could trust, but I had to bring you instead. Because he couldn't trust any magic user. But, like he brought her because they have the relationship.
I like Zatanna. She's okay, so hold on.
Listen,
all right, so Blake.
I get her.
All right, so Blake saw the movie. Now I got to tell you something. I've watched, I don't know if I've watched all of Blake's videos, but I watched them all. And this guy's very enthusiastic for his stuff. So I like his enthusiasm, and I like young up and comers who are with these old fogies here who are trying to like figure out what's going on. But and Blake, this is Blake's reviews. Oh man, this was awesome. It's like, so I'm going to go see Obsession tomorrow. He's like, this is awesome, right? And then here's his Supergirl review. Yeah, I was like, whoa, you hate this movie. So the video just started. I thought, oh, Blake hated this. Wow. And then you're like, yeah, it was kind of okay. I was like, you might be saying some positive things, but if you watch 5 Blake videos, and then you're going to be like, oh, he loved this movie. He loved it. He did not like this, despite what you're saying. So I was thinking of Luke Skywalker. He's like, let go of your love.
I'm like this. It was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, no, that's
you were very
it's like a hostage. It's like a hostage.
It's like a hostage situation. Like James got the guys. Even Mark and our buddy Legion. I was watching his review. I was like, oh, Mark didn't like this. I can friggin' see it in his face. He said, yeah, I was kind of disappointed. Mark, just go all the way.
He did though. If you watch it, he goes off. Like, why? He does
go. Okay, hold on. Blake, go ahead.
The thing is, I thought it was fine, but the more I talked about it while watching it, I'm like, I didn't fall in love with it. And I saw a lot of negative reviews going into it, but I was trying to block them out. And I went with one of my buddies, and I look at him. I'm like, so what you think? And he just like scoffs, like, well, it wasn't Superman. And I'm like, the entire drive home, I'm like, just talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I really got to think about this. I didn't hate it. I will say that. I'm going to get that right out the way. I didn't hate it, but I couldn't have been more. I don't like to use the word because it's overdone, the word mid, essentially. But it really did feel like the entire movie, I felt it was just completely whatever. Like I was just watching it. I didn't hate any scene I was watching, but I didn't like or love anything. Like I didn't think the action was that spectacular. I didn't think visually it was that stunning. I thought the performances were fine. I like Millie, and Lobo made me laugh a couple times. I thought he was kind of funny, but it's like the story just didn't like it just didn't come together. It just didn't hit. Like the going back and forth between like I've been watching a lot of reviews, and this is something I really thought of afterwards. I feel like if we didn't do the flashbacks with Crypto and all this stuff later in the movie the way it was, like even that plot device, it's the basic John Wick setup of like, oh, something happens to the dog, we're supposed to care. And I do care about Crypto in the previous Superman movie, but we don't know the relationship between her, between Crypto and Supergirl. So why do we really care about their relationship? And they give you breadcrumbs of it later in the movie, but by that point, it's almost like it's almost too late. And if we got a little bit of Crypto as a puppy when she first found her, and this, that, and the third, then maybe when he actually gets darted or whatever, we're more invested of that journey.
So let me tell you something, Blake. In the comic, Crypto was never in danger. Supergirl put herself through all of that in order to save Ruthie's soul. It wasn't actually about Crypto at all. There's a big, it's not a twist, but it's like a plot point of like, oh, it didn't really matter. Again, I was there for Ruthie's benefit.
Again, I was happy that the movie invested us anyway by saying, hey, if you move Crypto, it's going to accelerate. He could die. So my investment with Ruthie, there's a point. My investment in Crypto is another point. I didn't think it was too late in the film to get more information. I really enjoyed this take on Kara's origin. I was a bit surprised that she's like, I was born 8 years after the destruction of Krypton. And I'm like, damn. And I was like, oh, I get it. They don't want to play with the whole thing that Kara left and she was older and then she got here and Clark is older. They're like, we're going to skip that noise. She's born later. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm on board. I enjoyed what's his name there from the Santa Claus movies, being her dad. I thought that was lovely too. I was invested in him. And even her mom. I was invested in her origin, and I was invested in her trauma and her pain. I was on board with all of this. I was on board with all these things.
Right. I see. I was not on board. I hated Crypto in the Superman movie like really badly because he's supposed to be smart and cool, and I'm a Super Pets guy. Yeah, Crypto. Yeah, sorry, no. Is Crypto on this cover? No, he's not on this cover.
I got the Superman Crypto.
By the way, despite that this Crypto is a little bit of an urban menace, outside of that, he is smarter than most stars. Like when they're in the bar, Crypto is like urging her, help the girl with the sword. Right. And she's just Crypto, you can chill.
Cliff, come on. We're like the old farts here. We know the real Super Pets.
I know, but let me tell you,
this ain't the real.
We did not have Smart Crypto. The last time we saw Smart Crypto was 1988,
and that was the real. That was the last time we saw the real Crypto, man. That was the real. Right.
He's like, here's all the kryptonites, and it made me normal. So here we go. And Superman's like, oh, I got it. Hey, what was it for? So Superman could kill 3 Phantom Zoners in a pocket universe, and that was the last we got of Smart Crypto.
Well, I wish that it would have been great to have Comet in this movie. That would have been absolutely great. But I knew that would be impossible.
You gotta give Comet an origin to.
I know it's impossible. I'm not that crazy to think.
Wait a second. You really would have trusted the CG, the awful CG in this movie, to do Comet properly?
No, I guess not. But I like Comet.
Listen, there's only like how many CG studios do we have left?
That's a good question.
I'm not sure. I'm not a big.
Like 2 big ones, and this was like one of the 2 big ones. Right. So I'm like, so as far as I'm concerned, they gave us the best they could of modern CG, and I wasn't like wildly disappointed or ripped from the movie.
Some of those scenes, man, with the haze and like, it was just not good. Some of those. Well,
scenes haze and darkness save money.
Hey, can somebody help me? Actually,
it's terrible in IMAX.
I'll say, I want to talk about Skeptic's point for a second. Something with effects for me, because I watch silent films, right? So I'm never bothered by effects, if they're bad, unless it doesn't take me out of the movie. What takes me out of the movie is character and story. So I didn't really notice if the effects were super amazing or awful. I just thought, okay, like sometimes I'll see a movie like, wow, that looked really cool. And people are like, what? That looked like crap. Like, oh, I thought it looked okay, right? So it doesn't really take me out of the movie. I thought like everything looked.
I thought her Helen Slater Superflight was like really nice and a nice nod to Helen Slater.
Yeah, that was neat.
I was happy to see some of that.
Okay, so here's a question though that I did have, and I'm not sure. So I haven't watched Superman 2025. I did get the 4K Steel Book, whatever the hell it is. I haven't watched. My wife had no interest in watching it, so I'll have to watch it on my own again. But with the message, forget about the contents. Did Jor-El, like, I thought, like, would Superman have known how to speak? Because, like, why would Jor-El leave a message in a language that he didn't teach his son to learn?
Because the robots can translate. And
okay, so what happened? The robots couldn't I'm asking. I don't remember.
The message. You did watch the movie Once Upon a Time, did you not?
I saw it, and I just thought that Jor-El sending a message that the guy can't understand.
The message was damaged, and then that's why when that little bitch from the Authority goes and restores it, we find out that.
Oh, is she an Authority character?
You know?
Okay, so
I didn't even know that.
Could Supergirl? So why didn't Supergirl translate it when she landed? That's what he's at.
Well, because if Supergirl even had that conversation with him, which we don't know if they did or didn't, the message would have been damaged, and she would not have known the complete message.
I see. Okay, so that's okay. Mr. Terrific
said, in a separate interview, James Gunn said, "Hey, they never had a talk about his parents, but clearly, as we have flashbacks of her origin, she knew that her parents knew. Oh, Jor-El sent his kid to go be some."
James Gunn made a mistake. It's not possible. No,
I cannot stand that plot decision.
Yeah. FYI, that's trash.
Because they're essentially
that's super trash. Just send your son to Earth.
No, stop. I don't care for it, but it's not wildly inaccurate to comics. It has happened before.
I know.
John Byrne's Jor-El was not that nice of a
guy.
Okay. The other thing is, and let's think about the positive. All right, it frees Superman of this core of I am here for a reason. My parents sent me here. It frees him. He chooses to do good because that's who he is, and
But he chose good anyways, though. He chose good anyway.
Now he's free of it. We, the audience, never have to question it because he outright chose it when he was forced to see this horrible truth.
And I feel like the way that James Gunn did that too was the contrast of what they did in Man of Steel, where his entire sole mission was his parents on Krypton, what they were saying. And I think James Gunn, what he wanted to do is make us care more about Ma, Pa, and Kent at Kansas. And that's why we got that beautiful, like, last shot of him looking at his family and the needle drop of punk rocker. Like that, it was all about showing that this Superman, David Cornsweet, is a little bit more on the human, like, grounded in Earth and with people compared to Man of Steel, where he felt more alien-like.
Yeah, and I mean, like, John Byrne, I love John Byrne, and he did a lot of positives. He did one or two negatives, and that was probably one of them. But we can ignore that for all the positives that he's done, especially the Fantastic Four issues, which we're reading every Friday. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. See how I tied that in? Okay, so let's ask this question then. If Supergirl did not murder Krem, like, let's say they threw him in the Phantom Zone, or they took him to some authority figure in the thing, then I would have a completely different. See, there's certain things in movies, especially superhero movies, that can break me. Where I'll tell you the Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4 hour, like the long one. In the Joss Whedon one, Wonder Woman beat up those terrorist guys, and then
bank robbers, whatever we want to
call bank robbers, whatever, in the museum. But in the 4 hour version, she splattered them against walls and blood in front of school children who were visiting, and then blew up the side of the museum that she was trying to stop from blowing up. And I thought, is this dumb? What the? And I'm like thinking, this didn't happen in that other version, did it? And I actually, like, put the other version on. I was like, oh yeah, no, she just. And I'm like, why is Wonder Woman murdering people in front of school kids? Like, can't she knock them out or whatever? Like, that was so weird.
I want to be just like you. And I'm like, no, little girl, no, this is wrong.
I want to be just like you. What, a murderer? Like. And then someone in my review said, well, you know, they're bad guys and terrorists. I'm like, I'm not saying should she kill them or not kill them, or do they deserve it. What I'm saying is there's school kids present, and she's splattering them against the wall. That was weird.
That scene.
The scummier director, right? The scummier human made the more
I agree.
super heroic output of Wonder Woman. And then the guy who was like actually genuinely like sweet and considerate.
Yes, you're right.
All that. He's the one going, I'm like, why can't I live in a world where the two things go together?
No, the Joss Whedon version is 100 times better. I hate that 4-hour monstrosity. There's like half an hour of random
times better, but I feel like when he chose to
200 times
when he chose to emphasize heroism, he did that really well.
I agree with
right.
Okay, I agree
but then, like when it chose for investment in the characters, I think Zach did that better. Even though there's a bunch of stuff I include that I don't care for, right? I mean, honestly, I would just love to sit there and be in the man's ear.
All right, let's get John from ACTION-FLIX is here. Let's bring John in. John, what's going on?
Supergirl sucks. Am I all caught up now?
Well, we're all mixed up. We're different.
It's okay.
Better. Who likes?
Yeah.
Supergirl's a fine movie, but not as an adaptation. It goes to hell as an adaptation.
Cliff, I gotta put you on the. Okay, so hold on a second.
Mediocre.
Okay. Yeah, so Blake is like kind of. We don't like to use the normal terms, but whatever. The mid. He's kind of in the mid. Cliff are you in the mid to positive or like
mid to positive? Because I feel like it almost feels like there's a plan for this. But I can't trust any of these people.
No, I don't know about that.
On your little poll, I gave it 3.5 in the chat, just so you know.
Okay,
right?
so, let me look at the chat. Hold on.
I had a good experience with the film, but boy, did a green sun and a murder piss me off.
Yeah, how's that green sun work? That's weird. How's a green sun kryptonite? Like, I don't understand.
Right, exactly. Even in the book, it doesn't do that. It just makes you depowered, then tired, blah, blah, blah. And the two uses of it prior to One of Tomorrow in the Silver Age, it just made you depowered. It straight up had kryptonite level effects on her.
She'd be dead.
And
so that's not supposed to happen, right?
No. That's not supposed to happen. They can survive it.
That's what I thought too. I was watching. I was like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so John, John is Mr. Positivity. If I'm Mr. Remember how I'll do Supergirl's thing. John sees the good in every movie, and I see the truth. So thank you.
Can I say that? Okay, let me just say. Okay, she had a good upbringing. Who the fuck pissed her off? Where she sees the evil in everybody. I'm like, your parents were dicks like Clark's were, like, because like they wanted you to procreate with everybody and like, make your own babies and stuff like that. She had her mother and father that loved her, and like, she got sent off, and then for some reason she's jaded. I mean, like,
because that loss is very real.
I've lost people too.
John, you lost in your life? Have you lost?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I've lost like 50% of my family in front of me. Like
it is. I'm just saying, like, we're not.
But people die. People die.
We are not all built the same. And Kara doesn't even want to go. She's like, let me die here with you. And they're like, no, that's not what we want for you. It's like, and that's really nice, but it doesn't change how awful it is. I mean, like, that's why the shot is from her perspective when the ship closes and we watch her father just dart off until all we see is what's left of Argo, and then woof, off we go. It is to emphasize the loss, everything she knew. It is over. And then she gets to Earth, to Hokey Dokey Clark, who doesn't speak Kryptonian. And like, these are there's like a real drama process going on.
But she can learn English in about 3 seconds, right? She has super reading and super brain and whatever. When Wonder Woman was dying,
I'm sure the robots actually had to teach her.
And this is John Byrne. When Wonder Woman was dying, Superman read about every disease and learned it all in like 5 minutes or whatever. Okay, so if the ending, hold on a second. That was I my Wonder Woman issues are in my box, my comic.
Right, that is
when she became Goddess of Truth, when Diana became Goddess of Truth, was John Byrne on the book at that point? Or did he leave at that point? It's Yeah, she became the goddess of truth.
He chose to. Superman can read at super speed.
Yeah,
obviously, and he can process information very well, but not super science like his.
Oh, he's the smartest man on the planet. Okay. If the ending was different, how about this? If let's say the ending was different, would that have altered anyone's opinion? Like they don't kill Krem, or if they kill Krem, he initiates the death, like Zod, or he tries to do something and then she accidentally kills him. You would have liked that better, Cliff? Steve, would that have altered anything for you? Or
for me, her killing Krem is kind of like it's one of the major things.
Yeah.
I think the script let her down. I think Millie Alcock was great, but I just think a lot of the stuff in that film is too much coincidence. Lobo is shoehorned in. He's not even really necessary.
That's true.
Right? Like if he had been the one who had been like the devil on the ear saying kill, then I would have been like, all right, he serves a purpose, because then that sets him up for when you see him next. He really is nothing, right? He's cotton candy, and I think that they made. And I'm not. We talked on the cutting room floor.
You're cutting in and out. You sound like Max Headroom there for a second.
How about
for like the two people that know who Max Headroom is. See, John knows who it is, so he's laughing.
Better now.
I know Blake's the young guy with these old fogies. There's not.
I'm doing the awkward laugh to pretend like I know what you're talking.
Yeah, like I love it. That makes me happy. I just go along with it.
Now better.
Yeah, you're better.
Okay,
so that was one of the major issues, but you had other issues. So you're still sort of in that mid-range, even if you remove the death. Right?
I just think it wasn't a good movie from a script point of view.
Yeah.
And it falls down, and then because of what was edited out.
Yeah, they also edited 20, which is very obvious. There's a lot of missing components. Like you're like, what is happening here? Like they go to the couple that looks human or whatever who are going to trade, and they're like, and Supergirl's like, oh, what's taking so long? What's going on? I'm like, don't you have super hearing? Like, and it's like, oh no, Krem just showed up. You couldn't hear that ship coming? Like, what is happening? But maybe there's something in between where they had depowered her. Like there's stuff, either it's just poorly written or there's something missing. Okay, well, John,
she's not fully powered up.
Yeah, she may not have been fully, but it wasn't clear at that moment. It wasn't clear because they did give you the suns, which was to tell the audience that this is her power level in this sequence because she's on this system with this sun, so we know where she's at. So Blake, you weren't as bothered by the ending, so you're at a midpoint. And if the ending was changed, would that have made it higher for you, or would you still be in the mid section?
I feel like it would have been the same either way. The way it played out, even from like me not knowing all the comic stuff, I thought it thematically didn't really do much for me. I felt like she spent the entire movie trying to teach this girl this lesson, and it could have been used in a way where it's like she could have taught the same lesson to herself in that moment,
right?
And then just didn't. You know what I mean? So even from outside the comics, it did nothing for me. I don't know.
I thought so too. I liked your review. I liked the non-comic people's review. It's too hard for me to separate sometimes. And I can do it if I really try. But even if I try, I'm like before that ending, Steve and I were in the theater and I was like, yeah, it's like maybe like a 5 out of 10. It's okay. It's like, it's fine. It's going through the motions of stuff. There's some action. I thought the fights were pretty neat. I like fighting on that space bus or whatever. That's kind of cool. And then I do like when she had the full outfit on and was fighting. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like that's something in the comics. She's Supergirl the whole time. So I like the costume. She looked cool. I thought the fighting when she was in costume was really neat. Lobo was okay. So I was like, yeah, this was okay. I was even thinking it's going to be maybe better than Superman because I felt the story structure of Superman was all over the place because they re-edited it and took out that day by day because it was supposed to be the life of Superman. Every day is a new adventure. And they test screened that. People didn't like it, so they removed it. And you could actually see if you watch the movie, next time you watch the movie, look for the cues of when the day starts because he'll look at a newspaper and that's the next day. So it was supposed to be a week in the life of Superman. Every day is an adventure. And they edited all that out. So now it looks like there's like 5 acts. Like Sean's like, why is there like 5 acts? And I was like, well, there actually were because it was supposed to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I was almost on track to say this was better than Superman. but then the kill was like, okay, deal breaker. This movie sucks. Okay, John, what about if the ending was different? What would that have altered your opinion?
Here's the thing. It was underwhelming. Like, I'm watching this movie, and my daughter leans over to me. She's like, "Is that the same bar?" And I'm like, "No." Like,
too many bars.
She thought they were going to this. I'm like, why are we going to all these bars and eating shit out of an alien? And it's just like, it was just like I told you, Jamie. Like, I texted you on the thing. Like, it was like James Gunn was setting over Gillespie's show to be like, do this. No.
Yeah, James Gunn was telling him put all these weird
You're
weird little
Hey, James, am I directed? Oh yeah. You're totally directed this movie. Yeah.
But
do this.
Ish. You're directing it ish.
Yeah. Yes. But that's like a killer for me either. Listen, I was watching this movie and it was underwhelming. I was underwhelmed. Like, visually, yes, the special effects, you spent a lot of money on a movie, look great. And like in Crypto, like he gets shot but they didn't even give them time to get, like, there was that little montage, like a 70s sitcom, like where she's like, he like takes the table out and she throws a drink on it's like, but they didn't even give us time, like, she picks him up when she's, in mourning and stuff like that. But they should have gave us time with those two, like that way when he gets shot, it was like, yeah, a dog got shot. So
Blake said the same thing, and you weren't even here to hear that. He said the exact same thing. Yeah, no, I think that there's something to that, because we didn't see their relation. We saw Clark and Crypto.
Clark had a bigger relationship than Kara did with his dog.
I agree with this too.
Not because Clark just spent most of his time like trying to like get Crypto back. Right. And he did tell Lois, when Lois asked about the dog, he's like, it's a foster situation or something like that. Like, he's just like, he's like, it's not even like my dog. Like, he made a point, and then we saw that at the end.
And I like that. I like that aspect. I did. Listen, I'm in the minority in this group, like J-Man in our group, our circle. Like, I like Superman. Nobody else does.
Superman was awesome, so I'm on that.
Yeah, Blake liked it as well.
I love Superman, And I'm really,
I did.
Really
read my review.
Superman.
So,
I'm really hoping for Man Tomorrow to pick up a lot of weight. A lot of weight.
It has to after Supergirl.
Why don't they do? So here's a question. Okay. Why don't you just do Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman? That's it. Like, then, like,
no,
okay,
Clayface.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, the Clayface. So Blake and I are, well, I know you guys, I don't know how big horror guys are. Blake and I are big horror guys. So I'm looking at Clayface like, oh, this looks like very cool. And I love body horror. Anything weird like that is really neat. Mm-hmm. So it's like, this looks really cool. But it's like, but what is happening? Look, I've got a Clayface like right here. Like, I got the anime Clayface right. So I love Clayface. I'm like, this looks really, and people are messaging me, Jay, have you seen this fucking Clayface? This looks really good. I was like, this looks awesome. What does this have to do with anything in this DC? Like, it's so random. Like, what is the point of it? Like,
we now have to start cultivating Batman's enemies, right?
Right.
It's a choice. But here's another thing where he might be right if he does it right. It is being so far, we got our preview of it, and the preview is very body horror movie, and people are eating that up right now. And
they'll go, yeah.
If they stick to that, people are going to show up for this movie, and this movie can make money because the budget was only about $40 million, right? So they could stick a hard landing, and then because he's Clayface, of course, the birth of Clayface can occur before Batman, because thanks to being Clayface, you can always look young. You're basically immortal. So they can always rear him around to the present and make him a threat in various ways. I can be on board with that. Way more can I be on board with that than I can be on board with the ending of this movie. But I still like this movie.
Yeah, I just did okay, so Clayface, again, I'm just looking for good movies. I know I liked the Penguin television show. I thought that was pretty neat. I really liked that girl in it too. She was awesome. But that was cool. Again, is it Penguin? I guess they're calling it Penguin. It was a good show, in my opinion, but it wasn't like, So Clayface, same thing. If it's a good movie, I'll say it's a good movie. If I don't like it, I don't like it. It is what it is. It doesn't affect anything because I buy everything on 4K anyway, so I'm just going to buy it anyways. But I just wish that there was a little bit more, because I know, Blake, you were comparing to MCU. MCU they had sold off some of their characters, so they just happened to have not sold off Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. And the reason they didn't sell those characters off is because nobody wanted them. Yeah. So they got lucky that the 3 Avengers and Hulk, nobody really wanted. So they happened to have those guys. So, and I also think Incredible Hulk was kind of like, but whatever, it's okay. But Iron Man 1 is awesome.
The Hulk still got tied up at Universal. Captain America, they had to wait for him to be completely free of Paramount or whoever had
it. Whoever it was, yeah.
Remember, their big risk really was Iron Man. And of course, Mark will have a whole different argument with you about the importance of those 3 characters. Sure, they're important to Marvel history, but no, like publicly, no. He will try to defend it otherwise, but I say no to publicly.
No, nobody gives a shit about them or whatever.
Well, I mean, they do now, but I mean,
they do. They certainly do now.
Yeah.
And I'm really close to completing Iron Man Volume 1, baby. I'll tell you right now. I'm almost got all of Iron Man Volume 1. I don't have 55, which is the Thanos issue, but I've got Iron Man 1. I'm going to get it. It will. Oh yes, it will be mine, as Wayne says it.
But what we can't forget though is that Matt Reeves' Batman throws Batman.
Oh yeah, what's going on? Yeah,
they're not going to have 2 Batman movies. So having Reeves' Batman out there is messing with any timing that Gunn's Batman.
Yeah, so Blake, you brought in your video too.
They say it doesn't though. They're like, oh no, we could do 2 Batmans.
And that's what I want them to do.
That's what they're saying.
Really get it in the way. They announced Batman Brave and the Bold.
Wow. Okay, hold on.
We're doing nothing with it.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, Blake, that in the cartoons, if you can't get because you have to ask permission to get certain characters out of certain.
Correct. Right.
And they never cross the streams with characters like that.
Right. Okay, so Blake, you go next. What were you going to say?
So I agree with what Steve was saying. It feels like Robert Pattinson's Batman is interfering with the productivity of the DCU's Batman. James Gunn said years ago, "Oh, I'm going to do Batman Brave and the Bold," but there's this weird conundrum out there where like modern audiences can't handle having 2 different Batmans at the same time, which I think is nonsense. I'll get into that, but with that said, it's like Robert Pattinson's Batman getting pushed year after year after year. And if we're really waiting for Robert Pattinson's Batman to get a sequel in before we can even start that, then we're really sidelining the most important character in this universe or in this comics, DC. And it's like you're screwed it all up. And I think for Marvel or DC, I'm someone that says we could have a TASM 3. We can have Andrew Garfield can come back and finish his 3rd movie. Spider-Man and Batman are the 2 superheroes, I think, that are popular enough and big enough that people aren't going to give a crap. As long as they're different, Robert Pattinson can be his own Elseworld thing, keep doing what he's doing. You make the DCU Batman a little bit more fantastical, maybe a different kind of suit, whether it's gray, blue, whatever, right? Do something different and make him more fantastical. Robert Pattinson can be the quote-unquote grounded, right? It can work. People love Batman enough. We can do it. So I don't know why we're playing games, not making a Batman movie in the DCU.
Yeah, Blake is right on this. Those 2, look, I don't care what anybody says. I like Holland. I don't like Holland. I like shit. That movie, I always pre-order and I get the first showing and I get the J29 seat. Steve, you know the seat. I get J20. They're in the IMAX theater. That's next to me. I've gotten the J29 seat for every movie since the dawn of time. I accidentally forgot that the Spider-Man tickets were on sale, and I woke up, I was like, oh, fuck. What? Quickly go to the app. So it's sold out everywhere. I was like, fuck. So now I'm on day 2. Listen, I'm not a day 2 guy. I'm a day 1 guy. Day two people are losers. Now I have to become a loser for this week. And here's the thing, though. Oh, yeah, nobody cares about the Spider. It doesn't matter if you like it or not like it. It's Spider-Man. Spider-Man swinging around is cool. I don't care who's in the car. Amazing Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield as that character. If you cut him out, his spider costume, Steve's nodding because he knows what I'm going to say. The attitude of that character, the lankiness, and all, he's awesome. That movie is a stinker, but he himself I'm just talking about remove the guy, like remove him. He's awesome. Like you saw that costume, like, shit, this is like looking really, really cool. The heart of the Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire with the Aunt May scenes and everybody needs a hero. The heart in that is awesome. but dude, this guy, and when he showed up, when Andrew Garfield showed up in that, I don't know what these movies are called. They're so stupid. Whatever, the one with all of the guys in it.
No Way Home.
The No Way Home. In No Way Home, when that guy showed up, that audience popped. Like this was like Hulk Hogan showing up at whatever wrestling. Oh shit, he's here. You know, it's like they were excited. So I don't care what anybody says. Spider-Man, same with Batman. It doesn't matter. I thought that 3-hour Batman movie was so poop, and I bought all the toys. I got the toys right here. I got the Batmobile. I got the soundtrack, the making of. Like I got it on 4K. I was like, Batman, and I was like, this is boring. Nothing's happening. It doesn't matter. People still like Batman. I want another Batman. So you could have easily 2 Batmans. Just do and the Robert Pattinson one, as you're saying, will be the grounded one. I hate that term, but whatever, the grounded one. And then the other one could be the more, you can have blue and gray, and then you can separate them that way. I think the blue and gray costume could look really good if they put a little bit of effort. Hey Maverick, how's it going, dude? Thank you. No love for Tobey Maguire. Everyone loves to. Andrew, who's your favorite? I can't tell by your avatar. Let me hazard a guess. No, Andrew. Look, Tobey.
Andrew, I've got the bus poster hanging behind me. You can't see it, but I've got that same image.
I bought all the posters. Spider-Man 2 came out. I was like, this is awesome. But you know what? This new Spider-Man, why does Scorpion not have a helmet? It's bugging the crap out of me. Spider-Man threw him into a wall. I was like, you're dead. Scorpion's dead. Anyways, well, that's a different topic. So why can't they have 2 Batmans? Yeah, do you think they could do 2 Batmans? John, what do you think? Can 2 Batmans exist in the theater?
I don't, because somebody in the comments I saw just put Elseworlds on the Matt Reeves.
Exactly, that's what he was saying.
No. But people won't know what the fuck that means unless you're us.
I don't think they'll care.
But I think, listen, James Gunn. I think he there. Because he said, like, listen, James Gunn says that, we don't start movies until the script is perfect. I'm like, well, why'd you make Supergirl then? I'm like, if that's the case, I'm sorry, but it's just like that's what he said, and there's plot holes all over the place in this. And it's like, but you can't make a Batman movie, but you want to wait like forever and a day. It's like,
how can there not be? And how can they not do Wonder Woman too? Like, what is happening here? You need the Trinity ASAP. Like,
I wonder if that has to do with Gal Gadot's contract.
Oh, maybe.
Right? Because remember the Fox contract? When Disney bought Fox, it didn't end anyone's contracts.
Right?
Their contracts were all to go through 2025. So every so often they were like, well, since they're still under contract, we can put them to work. And they did. So it could have something to do. And remember, her very first comment was, we met with James, we're discussing a Wonder Woman 3, right. And she said that. And James Gunn came out and didn't call her a liar, simply said, well, our plans have changed.
Right.
Right? And I was like, I know this woman ain't lying about this. I know she ain't lying about this.
Yeah, so okay, that's interesting. Like they're saying they wanted to do the Paradise Island or whatever they were going to call it, or
that was on the.
Yeah, we were supposed to get that too. There was all
like
sorts of things
weird. I just want Wonder Woman. Like, you know what you do? You do.
By the way, we are ignoring something. We are getting lanterns. You know.
Yeah, but
that's boring. Still pretty important. You know.
They're walking around like, where's the space?
My God! You and the boredom, man.
It's boring as hell.
You worry me with all this. I'm sure
and their suits are brown or whatever. Okay, but I'll say this though. Hold on a second. I'll say this though. Just before, I've read, I think like 32 issues of Green Lantern. I know the number because I read. I'm not a big Green Lantern guy, despite green being my favorite color. I read the Grant Morrison did 2 sort of Silver Age tributes. It was called Season 1 and Season 2. And I actually have this individual issues of those. I really liked those. I don't know how well they played with people. It was just called Green Lantern Season 1 and Season 2. I liked those.
They performed well.
I liked those. And then I went back and I started with the Green Arrow, Green Lantern team up, which is the famous.
Grounded.
The famous Denny O'Neil and all, like the famous ones. And I read about maybe 16 or so of those. So you can I don't know. I saw the Ryan Reynolds movie and I thought it was okay. And then everyone's like, you're an idiot, go away. And I thought, okay, I'm not going away. You maybe it does suck. Let me rewatch it again. I rewatched it again. I thought, no, this was just, it was okay. I don't know. so then I had to start putting a little asterisk saying, because the comic book nerds will destroy you. You have to have strong will. So I was like, listen, I haven't read. I got to do the asterisk. I have not read many Green Lantern comics, but I did like the movie. Because there's people telling me the Constantine movie was like, that's not the real Constantine. Oh, I thought it was pretty good. Go away. Keanu Reeves is not Constantine. Go away. It's like, who's pretty good? I don't care. It's like, but I was reading Swamp Thing, and Alan Moore Swamp Thing, one of the best comic runs of anything for me. Got all the hardcover editions. They're awesome. So again, I can understand. So the Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds, I thought it was okay. This Lanterns trailer, I was like, well, it doesn't. They're walking around solving a crime. I'm like, yeah, but you're walking around. Like, if I'm Green Lantern, I'm going to be doing like a cool shit with my brains, man. Like, I just feel like nothing's happening.
Never read Hard Traveling Heroes.
No.
All right, Hard Traveling Heroes is 70s. It's Neil Adams. It's Denny O'Neil. It's
no. So wait a minute. Is that Green Arrow and Green?
Right.
So no, I did. I read those. I read like about 10 of those.
So this is similar to that premise.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so that's our setup here. Now there are things that we only have hints about, right? So like for instance, Hal is not very giving on handing off the mantle. And that's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid of Lanterns just being garbage after seeing this movie. Now I will tell you this. When I interviewed Tom King,
I saw dude, that was a big interview. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So, and if you watched it, in its entirety,
I didn't see the entire thing.
No one wants to sit through the whole thing. But if you watch it to the entirety, first he says he did not get much on Supergirl. They sent him a couple of clips. That's it.
Right.
As a producer on Lanterns, he was actually able to provide some feedback. And now as showrunner, scriptwriter, etc., for the animated Mr. Miracle, he calls virtually all the shots. So there really is like huge variations in your role depending on what role you're given on the project.
Yeah, it makes sense. So he'll be more invested in that. My thing is
invested in Lanterns, which gives me some hope, and fully invested in Mr. Miracle. So I'm very interested.
Well, Mr. Miracle's Jack Kirby, so I mean, I like, and I read all those live on my Fourth World complete coverage on this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. You see how I work that in beautifully. And guys, I've been putting links up for all these guys in the chat. You better subscribe, because what I did was before the stream started, I wrote down all their subscriber counts, and now I'm going to check afterwards. And there was at least 30 people at one time sitting here. So there better be plus 30 on, and there better be even more on mine, because if you're right, it's like, so I'm going to go back and check everyone's numbers. Okay. So you better subscribe. So, I mean, Lanterns, it doesn't look exciting. I'll check it. I don't actually have, what's HBO in Canada?
Did you see the last trailer?
Crave.
Oh, it's on Crave. It's on Crave. Okay. Crave.
When does it come out? August?
Yeah.
August. Yep.
That's not August.
I don't really watch trailers.
But do you think they're gonna?
Right.
Do you think they're gonna tip their hand and show you everything in a trailer?
No, but the last trailer
was better. It was better.
Yeah, they were like, shit's happening. Force fields going up and everything.
Okay, I'll watch the next trailer.
And he flew. He went. He flew into the sky.
He flew in the previous one too. My only concern is, because there's so many bloody Green Lanterns, is that Hal Jordan, his probably shelf life is, because how long you keep Kyle Chandler in that role, and then
he's not going to make it or whatever.
Kyle Raiders, there's John Stewart's, there's
so wait a second,
right? So there's so many Green Lanterns. How do you make that fan base happy?
Oh, you know what? Favorite Green Lantern is Alan Scott. Where's my? You're not going to be able to see this. You're not. It's not the lighting isn't good enough. Right there, right below Police Academy 4 is my Alan Scott statue. That's the most Green Lantern comics I've read is All-Star, because I like to start from the beginning of things. So it's like, let's go to like All-American 16 or whatever it was. And I read a shit. I actually really like them. They're pretty neat. I like this Alan Scott guy. And then I was reading the JSA. They did a JSA. They've rebooted it many, many times. And I was like, oh, I really like this Alan Scott guy. This is really cool. So this is good. And then I think he's dead in this. I thought, oh, they killed the only guy in the entire goddamn Green Lantern thing. The only guy I kind of know is Alan Scott. And we're starting off with him dead. So it's like, I think he's dead. Is that right, Cliff? Is he the one who's dead in this? Or
I don't recall that being mentioned.
Let me see.
I
thought
think
that was a rumor.
I think that's what they were, because I think
There's
that's
a
the
rumor
initial-
that's what it is because
I
somebody
think that's the
dies,
initial murder.
and that's what they're. Yes, that's what
It
they're-
is, yeah.
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 And
So
so-
see, they literally said to me, they sent me a memo like, "You're not gonna like this, buddy." So let me just tell you right now, you're already gonna be sour on this thing.
Yeah, your guy's gone. Sorry, J-Man.
Not feeling Lantern was cut. So I don't know. There was a lot. So Supergirl was cut from 25 minutes from what we know, but it was cut from even more from that. I'm not sure if the extra length would have made it better. I think I said this when there's only a couple of us on the stream, which is the Woman of Tomorrow story is a simple story with a lot of plot. And what you have to do is remove plot. You can't add things like they added. I understand that they added the child trafficking thing, but then I just sat there. I was like, well, why didn't you take Ruthie? She was right there when, like, he wants her later. Why didn't he take her right when she was right there? I feel like they're adding plot points later on.
Because then she couldn't team up with Supergirl.
Right. It's just like it's
And by the way, when they're taking Supergirl's ship, they make the comment, should we take that girl?
right.
Because they see her.
Yeah, they
You
could have
know,
taken her. Like he could have taken her in the beginning.
And he just brushes it off. Of course, they could have made a comment like, no, her race is too weak for us. He could have just done that.
Yeah, so here's a question, and I don't know the answer, so it's a legit question. The Brigands, is that a race? Like Brigands are like pirates or bad guys, but like, or are they? Is Krem a certain race, or is he a human, or what is he?
No, the Brigands are their own race in the DC comics.
Okay.
And are in the DC lore. And of course, although Krem is not actually full on one of them, when he encounters them in the comic, they again are their own race when they're encountered in the comic.
All right. So if there's 5 Brigands and there's no females, and then they do it with 5 females, now they're going to produce half Brigands. So won't the Brigand race be gone?
Well, no, because first they're going to kill all the girls.
No,
right?
but how do they have the babies?
No, the baby girls.
Yeah, they kill the baby girls so they have boys, but they're half Brigands. So then that half Brigand's going to have a quarter Brigand kid.
It's like Viltrumites. The Viltrumites do the same thing in Invincible.
Yeah.
What do they do? I did read quite
And
a lot of
again,
Invincible, but
this movie doesn't have to go out of its way to explain itself about them. It's just like,
see, they added that.
Let's vilify their choice and run with it.
But they added something that now doesn't make sense. You shouldn't have added it. You should never, when you have a plot, it's like Watchmen. Let's add stuff to it. No, this is already complicated enough. Do not. This plot, there's a lot of plot points in Women of Tomorrow. Don't add stuff, because you add stuff and then you're like, but now that doesn't make any sense. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
but
well,
they
we don't
took
know.
so much out that they added this in. But you're right. Now it adds the whole, coincidentally, they didn't feel like bothering with her.
Right. And now they want her later.
Yeah, I know. It's still, again, not high enough of a problem to take me out of my enjoyment of the.
It's just one of many that fills a bucket
Well,
of
here's
problems.
the thing. Some people are watching it and they're like, well, here's that one little thing, that one little thing, that one little thing, that one, and all those one little things add up to this mountain for them, you know? And it was like when I was talking to a couple people who did not enjoy Masters of the Universe, you know? It was like 4 things. And those 4 things were enough to destroy their entire childhood. And I was like, oh my God. I was sitting there and loving it and reconnecting with my childhood.
I'm okay with both ways. Like, for example, Masters of the Universe has a lot of problems. It is very long for a very simple message. And there's a lot of jokes that fell flat.
I was having a great time.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought it was fun.
I mean, my logo is Skeletor punching my J logo, making the crack from Battle Armor He-Man. I love He-Man. I have almost every figure from the classics. I had 2 or 3. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, Skull. Yeah, that's the popcorn bucket. Yeah. So, I mean, I have more He-Man. If you took all of your toys combined, I have more He-Man toys than you have everything combined. Like I had a subscription for like 6 years. So, and I got every figure that came out. So I love He-Man, but I can acknowledge there's problems, but I don't care. And I'll tell you why. This is my reasoning for loving, I said this earlier, for the Christopher Reeve Superman 3, which I legitimately love. and Superman 4, which I legitimately love because it's awesome. I love all the Christopher Reeve movies because Christopher Reeve is Superman. He's walking around doing Superman things and fighting guys. It's awesome. I don't care. It's like, I love it. Even with Gal Gadot, I really like Wonder Woman, the first movie, and I like the second one. Everyone hates the second one, and there's many problems with the second one. And then someone will list them all, and I'll be like, I agree, agreed. I love it. How can that be? You agreed all this. I don't care. Because it's Wonder Woman in my eyes. She's walking around doing cool stuff. I love it. And because I'm honest about it, I never lose subscribe. Even when I like movies that everyone hates, I'm like, are you crazy? Nobody unsubscribes for me because they're like, you know what? Jay loves it. He's telling you. I don't care. I know there's negatives. I don't care. Even with Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's a lot of negatives. Yeah, but I mean, I do like him as Spider-Man, so I can watch that movie and not be angry because I'm watching Spider-Man. In this one, Supergirl didn't catch me. If I had liked Supergirl, like let's say the first half an hour or so, then I'd be like, you know what? I like Supergirl. I'm okay with this, but the problem is I didn't. They started at a low point. I mentioned this on one of Blake's videos. I wrote a long-ass comment. And you don't do this for a first movie. Cliff, you mentioned it earlier. This kind of storyline, this Woman of Tomorrow, this didn't just come out like in 1945. Like, this is newer comic. We know who Supergirl is when we read this comic. We're supposed to already kind of know who she is and understand a little bit of the character. We're coming in with knowledge. It is not a good, it's like BVS. They're like, oh, we're adapting elements of The Dark Knight Returns. Well, The Dark Knight's got to be around and to return. You can't do Dark Knight Returns if you don't have a bunch of movies. There should have been Bane broke Batman's back in the third Nolan film, and even that was too early. I thought I should have maybe done one more and then do that, right? It's like it's too early for these stories. I know they're important stories. Everyone loves them, but it's too early. Supergirl's first movie should not be The Woman of Tomorrow, which she starts off in a negative spot. And we're sitting there watching it. She's drunk and stuff, and it's like, what the hell is this? Like, get on with this. Like, shouldn't you start off with like a more heroic tale and then have her broken in the next movie, just like Iron Man, just like Captain America?
But you don't have to. Okay, let's take.
If it's done well, you don't have to, but they didn't do it well here.
Let's take an example of Happy Death Day, right?
Okay. I love that movie.
She's a rank. Do you like that movie?
Oh, dude, I watched it like 5 times in like 3, and I like part 2. I've got them both on 4K. I love Happy Death Day. Like, so super love it. 10 out of 10. Love it.
When I spoke to Scott Liddell about it, right? He said this because he wrote the script and sold it, right? And the studio's like, well, can't you make her likable? He goes, well, what's the point of that?
No. That was a perfect movie.
Likable. We have to follow her.
Correct,
so
yeah.
I feel like there is a little bit of that in this Supergirl journey. And then we're robbed of a little bit of that with the whole murder. Right. So, like, but do I get
that's what a little bit? She murdered somebody.
Understatement.
Like,
listen, that moment happened in the movie. Like, she stabbed him in the gut, and I felt like I was Chris Tucker and Ice Cube in Friday. I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah,
I was like, and then you know what? And my daughter, who I took to go see Superman. Listen, I took my daughter, who's 11 years old. She wants to see.
What did she think?
Like, hang on, and then she leans over to me. She's like, was Supergirl supposed to do that? I'm like, no.
How was Supergirl supposed to do that?
Yeah. And then I go, then she's like, well, why did she? And I shit you not, I leaned over and said, ask James Kelly. I had no answer. I was holding my popcorn like, what the fuck just happened?
John,
yeah.
In the theater, J-Man and I both went like this at the same time.
What? We literally
when she stabbed him in the throat, we're like,
what? I was like, no. I said he's not really dead. She knows that his vulnerable spot is not his throat or something. I was like, this can't be happening right now. The problem is that because
she tells Ruthie, she's like, walk away, Ruthie, walk away while I kill this bad for you. Yeah. And then because she says it, she's like, you know, this is for my dog, and this is for that girl. So she kills him for Ruthie. And as did we just spend 90 minutes of saying, like, this is what you want to do, this is what you want to be, you don't want to do this, but I could be it. Okay. That's like, I'm like, this totally went off the rails. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell.
She didn't prove the problem is the movie told you one thing and then went against its own self.
It lied to you.
It lied to you. Yeah. Whether or not it's from the book or not. That's why I wanted a few people on who didn't really read the comic, because I felt that even if obviously reading the comic, you're like, that's terrible. But if you didn't read it, I still felt like, yeah, but this movie was really driving it home. Like, no, you can't get revenge. And the point of Supergirl, you know, she's helping her out and all that. It's like, okay, there's going to be this big message at the end, because in the comic, there is a happy message at the end with all the stuff that happens that's bad. It's still, even Tom King knew that you can't really have a shitty ending on this. Go ahead.
Then they have the ending where she comes back to Earth and Clark comes back.
Yeah, it's all like, we're all cool.
Hang on. And then she's like, she's all good now. I'm like, oh, you killed the guy, so you're good now. It's like, that's not Supergirl. It's like, I'm sorry.
Like go ahead, Steve.
So I didn't read the book, right?
Right.
So I haven't read the comic, but I told Jay, man, he goes, aren't you gonna read it? I go, no, because I want to judge it as a film.
Right.
Right. And so if you take a movie like this and then say you put it up against Unforgiven, where that entire movie,
which is 10 out of 10,
maybe 11, with Spinal on Tap,
a really good movie,
right? Yeah. But he spends that entire movie trying to prove what he isn't.
Yes.
And then it builds to that point where Morgan gets it and he goes into that bar and he explodes.
And it's the best ever.
Hold on.
That's because it was Clint Eastwood doing that character.
But what I'm getting
it was
at
okay.
Is,
right? Yeah. Hold on.
What I'm getting at is that was the purpose, was to prove that he was not what he was trying to be the entire movie. That was a mask, as for example, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's like, you know what? Circumstances have me back to being what I am.
Yes.
I don't know what Kara is. So are you telling me Kara is who she will be flying next to Clark in Metropolis?
Like, why doesn't she kill Lex Luthor in the next movie?
Killer.
So she should kill Lex Luthor in the next movie, correct?
There's nothing stopping her. What's her code? What is her code?
Why does just kill it?
Yeah,
here's the thing. Clear. Yeah, here's the thing. The Comics Code Authority came in because superheroes killed. Comics Code Authority was like, okay, you shouldn't be killing these people. Okay, fine. But you know why they don't kill? Let me give you the secret of why the superheroes don't kill. Because it's narratively boring. Here's the thing. Does everyone know the Phantom? The longest there is never since the Phantom. Someone can Google the Phantom first appearance like 1930 something.
It's like 34 something.
The Phantom has never ended. Every single day since 1930, whatever, every single day since 1930, whatever it is, there's been a comic, there's been a Phantom strip. Everybody knows the Phantom. Quick, name 5 Phantom villains. No, Amar's that there's no, because he kills them. The Shadow kills us. So here's the thing. Joker appears. Well, this character's pretty good. Batman shoots him. Batman had guns in the beginning. He shoots him. Joker's dead. Oh, but Joker's dead. That sucks. Right. Oh yeah, Batman doesn't kill because we want the villains to keep coming back and have toy lines and market the villains and have Joker t-shirts. That's why he doesn't really kill Jokers, because they need cool villains. So the villains became just as cool as the heroes. So this is why they don't kill them, because the problem is in that Zack Snyder movie too, when Batman was killing, you're like, well, why doesn't he kill the Joker? Oh, because Joker has plot armor. Because you can't kill him because he's a cool character. So it's like, but that's why it's better to just not kill them. The point of it, see, in Unforgiven, Big Ed or whatever is not going to come back in part 2 or whatever, right? Like, he's not coming back. This is why even in Batman 89, which I super love, but it committed many sins. Joker did not kill Batman's parents. That's fake. Like, why is Vicky Vale got his identity? That's dumb. He killed Joker. It's like, yeah, but you killed Joker. I was like, that sucks. Oh, he's kind of alive because you heard a laugh track. What are you talking about? Like, that's not true. It's like, and the Penguin dies. You're like, okay, Batman's killing these guys, but now they can't come back. And even in the theater as a kid, it's like, oh man, Joker can't come back. What the heck? And with Batman Begins, which I absolutely love, and that has many lessons that is very good. At least in Batman Begins, he's like, okay, I'm just going to let you, you orchestrated this train sequence. It's on you, Raz. You figure your shit out. I'm leaving. He didn't kill him. He didn't save him, but he didn't kill him. Okay, and Ra's al Ghul, he could come back through the Lazarus pit, I suppose, anyways, right? So whatever. But anyways, lying on the ground like this, big lecture. No, Ruthie, don't do it. It's bad. Step over there. Ruthie, what's that over there? She's not looking. He stabbed the crap out of the guy. Isn't Ruthie like that's weird? And someone brought up Furiosa. It's like, what does Mad Max have to do with superheroes? It's Mad Max. Furiosa, her and everybody was killed, and she ripped her own arm off, for Christ's sakes. Like, I think she's allowed to get her revenge on the guy. All right, she's allowed, but her entire point is revenge. And Furiosa, here's another important thing: Furiosa is always at a disadvantage. So is Clint. I don't know why. Money. So is Money in Unforgiven. He's at a disadvantage. He's surrounded by guys. Mm-hmm. It's almost like fate plays a role to bring him back to what he was always supposed to be, which was this despicable guy. Have you seen Unforgiven, Blake, or no? You haven't. That's an old man movie.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Dude, like he's like, anyone takes a shot at me, I'm gonna kill him and his wife and his dog and burn his house down. You're like, holy crap!
I'm sure my dad has. My dad was a huge Clint Eastwood guy.
Oh, your dad for sure has, for sure. This movie's an Oscar. This is an Oscar.
He
movie.
watched a lot.
They're all good.
Fan.
Yeah, me too. They're all good.
Logan kind of did it beat for beat.
Yeah, Logan is Logan is okay. Oh man, beautiful example. Okay, if Logan was the first Wolverine movie, you'd be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
You see, that is if that's the first Wolverine movie, that's weird, right? You have to do, Logan needs to come after many of these movies. And even doing Supergirl second, guys, I love Supergirl. I have many statues. I watched the entire Melissa Benoist thing, as dumb as it got. I still liked her a lot. I liked her. But Supergirl is not a solo second movie in this franchise.
I still defend Supergirl Supergirl is a fine move on paper if you're building this universe out of Superman, but they how much
it up
here? How much can I curse here?
You can curse. They fucked it up.
They fucked up the assignment.
Yes.
Again, I enjoy the movie separate from what it is. I think she's a fine Supergirl, but I think they created a plot point. That is really going to be contentious if their heads survive Lanterns and Man of Tomorrow.
We'll see. I'm not sure. So I mentioned earlier, John, about like I don't care about box office, whether something does poor. See, Superman or He-Man did poorly, loved it. Supergirl's not doing well, don't care. So it doesn't bother me.
So let me tell you something. I do believe when you keep saying this, you're meaning it in the context of review.
Right. I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't make the movie good or bad in my opinion.
Exactly. So I agree with you. I don't care about box office in the context of review, but I definitely care about box office when I want to see more of something.
Oh yeah, then it counts.
So
then it counts.
He-Man shaking all over the freaking rails financially.
Yeah.
It just makes me sick.
Dude, He-Man's audience it's a small audience, man.
I thought Amazon already said they're doing another one.
No, people take triplets of news and make ridiculousness out of it. The Amazon may be doing a live action series that is Masters of the Universe related, but not with this. And but then the director's like, hey, I have 3 films written out. Like, so
do I.
Stuff, right? Now the hope that I keep imagining that we have is people like Marc, Legion of Comics, being like, no, it's Amazon. They're about streaming. There's so much more room for growth outside of the theater numbers. I was like, okay, I want to see that happen. Now, I don't believe it's going to happen because I don't feel like we are there yet societally with the whole streaming thing. And so I don't believe it. I'm just sitting here suffering for He-Man. Now, I would love for him to magically be right. And,
he won't be.
We get Secret of the Sword as a sequel. I'll be all over that.
I love the song in that. That song chokes me up. There's a great with Tuesday Night and this other guy who does the metal. They do like kind of a little bit updated version. It's very nice. So Blake, what are your friends? So because you're the young guy here. So like, what do you think about streaming and stuff? Is that a big thing for you? Like for me, I buy a lot of movies, even if whether I like them or not, if it's part of the collection. I like to collect movies and stuff. I had 5,000 movies. I got it down to 4,000. I'm getting it down to 3,000. But I know you're a physical media guy, at least in some respects, because I know you bought 4K I see the Halloween 4K. And so do you buy a lot of physical media, or do your friends buy it, or are they more like streaming guys?
It's definitely, streaming's definitely more convenient, but the more I become more of a nerd over all this stuff, I want to get into physical media. I watch a lot of YouTubers that promote it constantly. I definitely need to get into it. I'm trying to reset up a station in my room. It's the only way I can watch my physical media is on my PlayStation, actually. That's the only thing I can watch it on. I got to set up that room. But yeah, long term, I want to get the entire Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I was supposed to get that a couple months back, and then I don't know, I just kind of forgot about it. This actually reminded me. So long term, I do want to get it because I think streaming is a problem long term because I think they could just F with any movie out there and cut things, or they want to change things, or just take movies away or erase them. It's a problem. So I do think owning physical media is good, and it's definitely cool. Like I like having it. Halloween 4. I'm a big Halloween guy and a big Halloween 4 guy. I'm glad I own it like forever technically now. So I'm definitely pro physical media, but I'm not going to say I'm like a massive collector. I have a bunch of VHSs and DVDs from back in the day, just from childhood. So always having those always reminds me of having that physical copy that you actually own. It's cool.
Do your friends, from your age group or the people that you like talked to for this particular movie for Supergirl, were they excited about, like, do you know anybody that loved Superman and Supergirl, or loved Superman and hated Supergirl? Like most of the people loved Superman, right? That you personally know.
Yes.
Okay. And what about Supergirl? Were there you said you went with one buddy who was like
people I know, like in actual person, have seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
I've only know a couple that actually even wanted to see it, and some of them are like when they see it, they must see it like a week or two later. And then the people that have seen it were pretty like, I don't care.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm waiting to see for a few people that are going to see it based off their work schedule when they can see it. But
so you
and a lot of people I follow or whatever, they seem to love Superman and be pretty mediocre or against Supergirl.
Which is funny because that means they've opted for the nicer, the more optimistic version of these characters. And I think one of the issues is that they thought, well, we don't want to make Supergirl a copy of Superman, so let's go a reverse way. But really, all you have to do is tell a good story with a character that people like, and it doesn't really matter. Like as kids growing up, we just thought all the superheroes were just all cool superheroes. Like if you watch Super Friends, which is what some of us would have grown up watching, that the stories in that cartoon are so interchangeable. Like it's like, oh, Flash does this, but Superman could do it too. Like it's just, it doesn't even matter. It's just whoever, like they literally just arbitrarily assign things. You're like, and sometimes even you're like, well, shouldn't Superman do that? Wouldn't it be easier for him to do it? It's just like, oh, whatever. It's like Batman and Robin can do anything that Superman can do because they're all just interchangeable. So you basically sat there as a kid and be like, who did you have the birthday? Like I had Superman birthday cakes. So to me, hey, Al, how's it going, buddy? And Fatal J is here, man. How's it going, Fatal J? Thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate it. What hurt the film was the villain was not good. Yeah, they really did try to make Krem. He ended up being kind of cool. I was like, I kind of like this guy. I was like, this guy's kind of cool. They tried to make him like, they couldn't go too far in making him really cruel the way that they would do in one of these other movies, like a John Wick, or, if it's skewed more horror. They didn't want to make him too, so they just, oh yeah, he's got the women and stuff. But then once they introduced the women, I was like, well, shouldn't Supergirl be more concerned about saving them? It's like, I guess not. It's like she wants revenge for her dog, who's fine anyways. But like, I didn't buy the fact that she couldn't move him. Like you can't lift that table and fly him get him to a yellow sign.
No, because by the time she gets into a yellow sign, it accelerates enough to kill him. That was a very simple line thrown in there.
I know. That was.
I am mad that she didn't say for all those girls. She could have thrown that in there because human trafficking.
Right, she didn't say that, right?
She should have because human trafficking is serious.
I'm not even sure if they even had that in the script when they were. This almost feels like they threw because you're sitting there, you're like, oh yes, and he steals women for brides. I'm like, wait, what the hell? Hold on a second. No, that didn't happen. What are you talking? And I was, did I miss that? That's a pretty big thing. It's like, why is that thrown? Don't throw in extra stuff
all of a sudden. Like, where's
Sorry,
where's Liam Neeson? It turned into Taken all of a sudden.
Oh, Supergirl should be like, Krem, I've got a certain set of skills.
Skills I've acquired over the course of time.
It's like Liam Neeson. That was just Ra's al Ghul as a different.
So J-Man, what was the exact point that made it go from 5 to 0? Like
literally the end. The end.
Yeah.
As soon as she stabbed the gut, I was like, okay, that can't be true. He's like, well, she just stabbed him. I was like, oh, she just cut him on the side a bit. I'm like, oh no, and then he stabbed him throat. And Steve and I raised our arms. 2, 1. I was like, because there's deal breakers for me. It's not. It might not be fair to the movie, but I also think it is fair because to me, that is a fundamental screw up of this story and character. I can't turn my back on it. Even Superman, which I don't like. Sorry, no, not quotes. I don't like it, but I still gave it a 5 out of 10. Like a 5 is sort of like a kind of like, yeah, it's okay. It's a lukewarm kind of pass. Like, yeah, I guess there's some neat parts. I was the most positive. John was saying that in terms of the Superman group, you were the more positive. But actually, when I saw it in the theater, I saw it with Owen from the Action Elite, his brother, Steven, our friend Steven, not this Steve, Sean, of course, that, and myself. And it was almost like I was the most positive, which I found quite shocking. And Owen from Action Elite was the most negative. Or maybe his brother was even more. They're like, oh, I hate this effing movie. And I was like, whoa. And then I was almost like, well, it wasn't that crazy bad. I was like, you know what? The Superman movie, if it was a Justice League world or some sort of like Justice League movie, I wouldn't have been as angry. My problem is that they scoff at Superman. So like Mr. Terrific shows up when Superman's fighting the kaiju and then the Justice Gang shows up. Here's what's supposed to happen. Superman's supposed to be like, guys, we got to take this monster down. He's causing a lot of damage. We're going to try not to kill him. Mr. Terrific, get the spheres up in the air. Scan this guy. We need to know what we're dealing with. Hawkgirl, what do you think? Can we penetrate? This is his 3rd year, right? Hawkgirl, we got to do this. It's like, okay, second year, okay, whatever it is. It's like do this. And then instead he's like, well, I'm trying not to kill him. Mr. Terrific's like kind of scoffs at him like, you're scoffing at Superman? What the shit is that? It's like, he is the leader of the Justice League. Why are you scoffing at him? And I'm like, okay,
not yet in this universe.
But see, but why are we starting it that way? This is the start. Superman should be the best. Superman is the best, and he should be portrayed as the best.
Right? Fresh out of Crisis, not a member of the Justice League America, Justice League International, not a member of those things. Plenty of people have scoffed at him for being a Boy Scout.
I know.
I think that's more of a reality for Superman than not. And we have plenty of comics to justify that behavior.
Sure. And Blake read 60 years of pre-crisis to get to that post-crisis, correct? No, he's sitting down for the first time ever of a movie. This is the first movie. You can tear him down in the next movie. Like Iron Man is not stupid. Captain America is not stupid. Did it make you
feel like Superman was any less of a Superman because of
it made me feel like he was less of a Superman?
I actually liked and appreciated it more because I thought the entire point of all those different scenes was to show how good he was, where these guys are doing all these things and they don't care how it needs to get done. It needs to get done. Where, again, I bring it back to the contrast of Man of Steel with Zack Snyder. A lot of the critiques of that movie with Henry Cavill Superman was he didn't care whether destruction was happening around him. He just was fighting Zod. Where in Superman, they made it a point to where, oh, we need to slow things down. The kaiju or whatever is about to crash into the building. He's going to come in, stop it. He's going to turn around. He's going to smile. Is everyone okay? You can say it's overperformance, but it was part of the aspect of showing this Superman is going to be different than Henry Cavill Superman. He's going to go out of his way to save that random squirrel, which I don't know what you guys think about. I like that. That point was to show how good this Superman is and how much he cares about every little thing.
But you can't.
That's why he even said to, Lois, he's like, when they're talking about, always seeing the good in people, he's like, maybe that's the real punk rock. That was the theme of this movie was he is different from everybody else.
Right. So, but the thing is that that's just a contrast to Man of Steel, which is also incorrect. Why can't you just have a competent Superman who's a good person? Why does it have to be? And even in hold on,
Superman who's a good person.
He's not, because he's proven wrong.
No.
Okay.
He
hold
was
on.
Competent, J-Man. He
well,
was
1 second. Give me this point. Give me this one point.
Okay.
Here's what would have happened. We shouldn't have killed the kaiju. They kill it, right? Let's say they kill. Okay. So then later in the movie, have they not kill it? He's like, we move it to the moon or we figure out something. They do something so it's not dead. Then later in the movie, something happens and they need the kaiju. And Superman flies up. It's like, hey, you remember me? I didn't kill you. Then they use its help, and then it proves in the story that Superman was right. He's not proven correct in his decisions. It's like, I'm trying to save this thing, but it doesn't work. And when the kids pray, like, remember, you're writing a story. You can write any scene you want. When the kids pray for Superman to show up, he doesn't show up.
He was somewhere else.
But you're writing a story. Don't have that scene.
But again,
because
they're
those
trying to build out a whole universe with all these
it's wrong. In Batman,
your eyes, everything.
No, guys.
I'm sorry, J-Man. This is truly an opinion point versus
sure.
like it has to be right.
So hold on a second. In Batman Begins, King Joffrey or whatever, little Joffrey, he's like, Batman will save us. Then Batman shows up, and you're like, yeah, Batman came. In the whole city, the smoke is everywhere. Everyone's losing their stupid minds, and he happens to see that one kid. He's like, don't worry, Batman will come. And then Batman shows up, and like, yeah. Why don't you? And instead, Green Lantern showed up. So I don't understand. I'm not understanding how you don't think it would have been better if Superman did show up, or they just don't have that scene. Like,
do you understand that the whole
would it have been better?
Is that after they're shitty on Superman's views earlier in the film, they now feel a greater sense of conviction because of Superman's actions, and they go to go help that country. And of course, they go too far. Hawkgirl kills a mofo,
right? And so she's a murderer, and Superman kind of ignores that.
And by the way, there are lots of murder. There are lots of killer superheroes. There are lots of superheroes that have the issue. Freaking, what is it? Ghostmaker from Batman, Bruce's longtime friend. Like, he showed up. He's like, Bruce, you're out of hand. Why are you doing this? Freaking, what is it? Clown Killer, whatever the kid's name is. Like, that kid ends up becoming his Robin, his sidekick, because the two of them are like, no, all Batman does is let this guy get away over and over, killing thousands of people.
I like Ghostmaker, but Ghostmaker's not Batman, right?
But he's not Batman, but at least he creates a counterposition.
I'm just saying.
This movie has counterposition, but it also shows us how Superman is an inspiration in multiple ways. I don't
see it.
The inspiration.
I don't see the inspiration.
You want Superman in action. It's hard
to do stuff.
To solve all these. He beat the shit out of freaking Ultraman, and that's not good enough for anybody.
Right. So the thing is, hold on a second. In that sequence, Lex Luthor is giving commands to someone to type in computers to then control Ultraman. So Superman is not faster than that. He can't hear what's going on and has super hearing and figure out what's going on and hear the commands and like not fight that guy. Like, what the heck? That was absolutely stupid. It's like Lex Luthor so Superman is faster than a speeding bullet, except for when Lex Luthor is giving verbal commands to someone who's then typing the computer. Blake, quick, type this action. Then someone else has to do it, and Superman's not faster than that. It's brutal.
Well, I think he could still hear it, like Ultraman. I still think he hears all the commands, and he's not a robot. He's not only gonna move when they type it out. He was still reacting.
He does plenty of things without them giving him commands.
Like they've got a clone of Superman. Can't they just dress him up as Superman's costume and have him do bad things and frame Superman that way? Like it ends up. It's just they added all this weird stuff to it. It's just weird.
There was a little hint that was gonna happen. There was a little hint of that.
Yeah, it could have happened. It's just Superman stopped him. He won.
He inspired the Justice Gang to act.
They clearly said earlier in the movie they didn't want to act. Lois freaking twist their arm enough that Mr. Terrific is like, all right, let me go and do something. When Mr. Terrific sees
Lois inspired them.
Lois inspired
she played an actor.
So Superman didn't inspire Mr. Terrific, who's the leader of the Justice Gang. So Lois inspired him.
Lois was jaded. He inspired her, and she inspired them because of Superman.
Yeah.
How did he inspire Lois?
Oh, fucking A, man.
Why getting so upset? Why so?
Because the only problem
when Hawkgirl was like,
can I talk for a second?
Go ahead. Why are you so angry, John?
Because every time I try to say something, and then 5 minutes goes by, and I forgot what I was going to say.
All right, say
Lois being inspired. Lois being inspired is what you were saying. Lois being inspired by.
Okay, so yeah, she was inspired. How?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, so Blake,
Hawkgirl was watching the television and sees them chanting for Superman, Superman, Superman. All of them, Metamorphosis, all of them were watching the TV screen. They were inspired by the hope that those people had in Superman. So Superman does play a factor in them making an act and saving them.
Okay, so yeah, because he inspired them enough that they believed that he would come, and then he didn't come, but he sent his third best guy to help. Well, that's pretty good. Third best guy is pretty solid. He didn't show up himself. He was too busy because he was saving the planet, right? He was saving the planet. But remember, they're writing a script here, guys. Don't make it seem like this is really happening in the real world and he literally can't be there. They're writing a story. Write it in such a way that Superman can accomplish the things. The hope that Superman inspires, hold on a second, this is important. The hope that Superman inspires is to the audience watching the movie. That's where the hope, because at the end, why do you think at the end of all the Christopher Reeve movies, he flies up and he looks at you? Because it's supposed to be like, there's a little kid who said this in an interview once with Christopher Reeve. He was telling this story. He's like, this little kid's like, hey, he's looking at me. That's what they're saying. He is leading the way. You, the audience, are supposed to feel hope and want to do better. You walk out feeling happy. Like, yeah, I want to be like Superman. I want to do this. In the story, you can have things happen, sure. But at the end of that movie, it's just a movie. You're just like, oh, that was a cool movie. But I don't think it was a cool movie. But I didn't get any inspired. I just watched it. I thought, okay, that was cool. I'll go back. Even when I watch let's take Batman Begins, which is a newer one, which I like. At the end of that, you're like, yeah, Batman can do something. And they still set it up. You're like, one man can do it. Yeah, it's not just he's really helping Gotham. And then he goes, well, now the cops get semi-automatics. They get automatics. He does that speech, and you're like, okay, and it's going to get escalated. And when he's like, I never thanked you. You don't have to. You'll never have to. Wasn't that awesome? There's like I didn't get any of those moments at all in the Superman movie. I just got like, well, this plot point because of this, that means this, and they inspired. I'm like, you guys are all saying, and you enjoyed the movie, and that's fine. But I didn't feel at any point in that movie that I'm like, wow, Superman, he's here.
See,
I didn't feel that.
That shocked me because everywhere I watch and the people I talk to, how I feel the exact opposite.
Yeah,
that's
fine.
Body hope and inspiration. I felt like it was the most hopeful superhero movie in a long time. Like I feel like that was one of the superhero movies that actually embodied that old school, like Tobey Maguire, like Spider-Man, like actually cared about the human beings and wanting to save every single living being and be an inspiration of hope. I feel like that was the entire theme in the entire movie.
I think it missed. Go ahead, John. Let John speak.
Go ahead. Like when he saved that lady in the car, the building, and then she looks back and he rises. I got chills when that fucking happened. Absolutely. When he comes up and punches the guy and his teeth fly out, and he does his thing, and then they shoot around his
spinning heat vision.
I got chills when that happened.
Was awesome.
It's like I'm just sad that you couldn't see what I saw because I saw Christopher Reeve Superman on opening weekend. I was like this big, okay? I love Christopher Reeve. They are not going to do exactly Christopher Reeve. They're doing they're playing homage to Christopher Reeve, but they're making their own thing at the same time. But there was plenty of fuck yeah Superman moments in that movie. You're just choosing not to see it.
I'm not choosing not to see it. It's just how I feel.
And it's Superman fighting Superman. That's the only time Superman had any problems in this movie is because they basically had Superman fighting Superman.
Right.
That's it.
So I'll also say this though, J-Man. Like Blake, you brought up Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and I think this is one of the problems with the modern films is that the films are all team-ups now, right? So you're dividing a lot of the heroism amongst different people. So it's not necessarily a Superman movie. It's Superman and plus, right? So part of what I think J-Man might be missing in the movie is that Superman's like second fiddle in his own film.
Yes, that's what I was saying. If this was if this was Justice League and it was a bunch of characters that are all doing different things, then they're all doing different things. This is Superman starting a goddamn new universe, and he is not the best person in his movie. Mr. Terrific is the best. How come Lobo didn't do everything in Supergirl? How come Supergirl didn't have 17 other guys helping her out? They didn't do any of that because it's a woman. We better have her do it all, right? That's literally why they did it. Superman. They didn't believe in Superman. James Gunn did not believe in the character because he filled the movie with other characters who did other heroic things. He didn't believe in Superman, not at all.
Are wild.
Wait, I'm telling you.
I couldn't disagree more, man.
How come Supergirl?
A lot of
I love
shit,
you, J-Man, but
but
this is
one
why.
thing he was very clear about was that this was a universe-building film, and that's what he did.
Right, you could have other guys show up from time
And
to time.
Superman did
The fact
so
that you
more than
think that-
Supergirl in her own movie. That's not even close. Lobo literally saved them like 3 times. Like actually saved Supergirl. Green
Thank
Lantern
you,
did not
Jim
save
Jones.
Superman ever. Neither.
I'm going to give you the Wonder Woman wing for that. Thanks, buddy.
The Wonder
Listen,
Woman everybody hates now. Everybody hates Gal Gadot.
I like.
okay, so that's fine. They can hate. I don't
I don't have a problem with her.
Yeah, it doesn't affect
I
me
got a
one way or the other.
Wonder Woman poster across the room of Gal Gadot.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just telling you, it's the first movie. Why don't they just have Superman do like not James Gunn, what's the other guy's name? Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's movie sucks for different reasons. They're complete. Hey, Hot Takes, how's it going? Mr. Terrific was trash in the movie. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Terrific. I wrote Mr. Terrific. Thanks, Hot Takes. That's Nerd Man. Thanks, Nerd Man. I appreciate that. No, I liked it. No, Mr. Terrific was okay. Mr. Terrific doesn't kill people either, though. That's the other thing. Like, Mr. Terrific wouldn't kill that monster either, though. That was weird, too. And this isn't Metamorpho, like, excessively the only Metamorpho comics I've read is The Outsiders, and they continuously shoehorn. They're like, oh yeah, he can't make it in this issue, or something always happens with Metamorpho where he can't show up because if he shows up, the comic would end on page 2. But in any case, they kind of nerfed that guy too. It's like, where's my son? Oh, he's right there. It's like he's right there. Just go get him. I know he can't get out of the cage or whatever. Sure, it's supposed to be building. You should have built on a strong Superman foundation. Then the next movie should have been a strong Batman or Wonder Woman foundation, then a Batman foundation. Once you have those 3 characters, you could have other characters appear to test them. So in the first Superman movie, it should have been about Superman. He wins. Have Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific. Have them show up. Hawkgirl's cool. They show up. They do a few things, help him out in a scene. Thanks, Hawkgirl, for the assist. I really need, thanks, Hawkgirl. Yeah, badass. Yeah, cool. Like, I felt like it was just too much of too many different characters that I'm like, well, I really want Superman to do stuff. And they picked sort of like, they're not second tier. Like, I like Hawkgirl. Mr. Terrific's a big character. Rogue's $20, dude. I agree with whatever you say. That's how easy it is. Wow. That's how easy it is. You just pay me money, and I agree with you. You can vent.
I'm about to pay you to agree that Superman's great.
Yeah, that's it. Superman was awesome. It was great. Thanks for the stream, J-Man. I can vent. Waited for this movie. Announced to keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And Rogues and I do not always see eye to eye, but I do appreciate. What is this? We're doing. Well, it's Supergirl. I don't have any Supergirl, so I'll give you the Superman salute. Thank you. And I will give you. I know this isn't a Marvel thing, but I will give you a couple of these because I know you like this. I know you like this one, Rogues.
Which movie is that?
I don't know what that is. It's some SNL thing.
I'm about to check that one out.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Looks like a good movie.
Yeah, that was
a Jimmy Kimmel one.
Yeah.
And I don't have Tila, but I've got this. I've got Camila Mendes from whatever show this was, Archie's or something. Was that from Archie's? Is that Archie's?
Riverdale?
You mean Riverdale?
Sure, whatever it's called. The fake Archie's. Thanks, Rogues. I really appreciate that, man.
You would love the final season.
Yeah, well, I like the final season of. Did anyone watch Superman and Lois? I know Cliff, you watched it.
We covered this already.
No, the other guys. The other guys.
I watched like 6 seasons of The Flash, and any season or episode that was a crossover, that's the only time that I would have watched anything to do with that Superman.
Well, Superman and what's the name of the Lex Luthor guy? He's the guy from not Walking. Is he from Walking Dead?
He is from Walking Dead. Yes.
Okay.
Michael Kiss or something.
That Lex Luthor, Cliff. I don't know if you agree. That guy was a scary effing piece of shit bastard. I was like, I was like, F this guy. He treats his daughter like shit. Have you seen it, John? Did you watch Superman and Lois season 4?
I didn't see the last season. I have to watch the last season.
Oh, dude, like this, because I saw that guy, I was like, oh, is this guy Lex Luthor? That's kind of weird. But what a stinking bastard! Like, he is a piece of crap. But they made a lot of good decisions in the ending of that show with the way the Doomsday was. I mean, they changed it around. Like, Doomsday was like basically Bizarro mutated or something weird like that. It was kind of weird. But Lex Luthor was a stinking bastard. Like, there's a part where he rigged Smallville with red sunray light or whatever. So when Superman came down, and Superman's like, "Get down here," and it's like, "You've been threatening my family," and he turned the lights on, and he became weak. I was like, "Oh shit!" And Superman still beat him up. Clark still beat him up as Clark. because Clark is buff. He's a buff guy. He beat the crap out of him. And then Lex Luthor recorded that. And it's like, oh, Superman's beating me up and all that. You're like, damn it, Lex, you piece of crap. It was awesome. That was legit. I was like getting like angry at that Lex. That was pretty good. Superman Lois is completely different than anything. Oh, yeah. So Blake, yeah, it's not in that Flash universe.
No, though they share a couple of multiverse counterpoint characters.
Yeah,
they do.
They
Yeah,
a couple times. I've seen that Superman.
Yeah, so Tyler was You're right. Tyler was Superman in that Arrowverse or
whatever crossover episodes. He was less in it than the Supergirl was, but I like that actor now. I used to watch Teen Wolf back in the day. He was my favorite character.
He's an awesome. He's great. He was very nice. Yeah, so I met that guy. I got a chance to meet that guy. He was pretty.
Like I say, I have loved him since Teen Wolf.
Derek was my favorite character on the show.
And what's his name? Jensen Ackles. I've been with that mofo since days.
Oh, I like that guy.
Don't anyone tell me you put
I wanted him to be the DCU Batman a couple years ago. Now I think it's taken too long.
He's the voice of Batman.
I think he would have been a great DCU Batman.
Is he Soldier Boy, Blake?
Yes.
He's
my I like that actor.
Yeah. Did you see Under the Red Hood where he plays Jason Todd?
Oh yeah, I have. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Awesome.
I didn't know that.
And now in Nightfall or whatever we're calling this, he's gonna be Batman.
Cliff, is it gonna be Nightfall? Night Quest, Nights. Okay, that
is the impression I'm under because they said it's going to be a 3-part saga. So the best way to do that would be that, right?
Would be that
Nightfall, Night Quest, Night's End. That should be the way to go.
That's looking pretty awesome.
Oh, it looks badass. You can't find somebody to tell me it don't look badass.
No, I think everyone's on board with that one. Pretty big time. I think so. Just to bring it, we'll start to close up shop. Just to bring it back to, I think Man of Tomorrow will do it'll do better than Supergirl. I'm assuming because I think most people on the street thought Superman was pretty good. Like I still go see all these movies whether I like them or not, and I still bought the movies and stuff. And I do like getting people angry just because it just makes me laugh. I don't care. It doesn't matter if we love it or hate it. We're talking about comic books. So that is fun. But I am going to see Man of Tomorrow. I'm hoping it's going to be, now that they've gotten that first one out of their system, they can have Superman now hopefully be better. Because I do like David Cornsweet. Like he looks cool. Like he seems like a good guy. Did anyone watch? It's the trilogy. It's the X. It's like Maxine, X, and Pearl. Did you watch those?
I watched it. Yeah, I loved him. I loved him in that stupid Netflix series, the Hollywood one. No, Hollywood I liked. It's not so stupid. I watched him in that election Netflix series, whatever the hell it was. He was my favorite thing.
He was good in Pearl. Go ahead, John.
David Cornsweet. Every time he showed up in Supergirl, I smiled. I was like, "Oh, okay."
No,
they added more scenes with him.
I liked him in Supergirl.
There's a subtle thing that they do with this Superman that goes over everyone's head. It's all the people around him thinking he's naive, and he's not. He's frustrated because he doesn't know how to talk to them, right? He knows that they're different. He knows that they're going through different shit. He understands that. He doesn't know how to reach them. Look at his last scene with Kara, where they're just chilling in his apartment, and he's like, he understands, and he's trying to give her grace because he knows he can't match her experiences. He's a child. He didn't know Krypton. She knows everything she lost. He gets it, and I think he displays that beautifully in his acting. And I do think that is intentional. And I feel like everyone just kind of lets that go. So a lot of people just don't take that.
I thought that scene was really good by him.
Yeah, Cliff.
I don't think any of the actors are bad. Sorry, go ahead.
Cliff, when Crypto comes in and messes up his apartment,
yes,
and he doesn't miss a beat, like you can almost hear a little tinge of tension where he's like, "What are we doing? What are we doing with this dog?" Okay, and that just shows you. Like he's so good at being understated with his emotions, right? And if you're Superman and you have all that power, you kind of have to be, right? And I know because when he had
that is true.
Lois, everyone was like, "You're going nuts," but usually that's the person that you think should have your back the most. That's why he lost it with her, and I think that point from now on, you're going to see him be calmer with everyone else in his
Well,
life.
I did not like that scene either because Lois was just asking the questions that needs to be asked. Like, I don't think she was doing anything crazy. I felt that he should have answered.
But I agree with you, and I think that's part of the growth you're seeing with how.
Hey Vaughn, how's it going, dude?
Yeah, and not to. I've always defended that scene of like, yo, she loves him. She clearly does, and she's doing this to show him. Right?
Yeah, she's trying to show, listen, this is the kind of questions that are going to be asked, so you better get your answers together in your head.
Because she's media training him. Like,
yeah, she is. That's true. Yes, that's true.
And she's trying to make that point to him too. It's one of my favorite scenes of Lois and Clark, right? Like, listen, I enjoy whatever. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let's look at I'm gonna end the poll. So we got 21 votes. So 14% give it a 5. This is for Supergirl. 14% give it a 4. 33% gave it a 3 out of 5, and 38 gave it a 2 out of 5. I'll leave it up for just a minute more. So I think
over 60% kind of like the movie.
No, 60%. Well, 2 out of 5 is 38%. That's, I don't know. That's pretty low. So
33 plus 14.
What was it?
Yeah. Gave it a 3. Sorry. Gave it a 3.
The overall of the 21 votes were people who enjoyed the film.
Is 3 out of 5? What's See, I use my grading system where a 5 would be like a pass, right? The way I do my system. So 5 out of 10, so 2.5 out of 5 is kind of a pass, which is what I gave Superman 1. Despite everyone getting angry at me, I still gave it a passing grade, and I bought it on 4K. Steelbook even. So 3 out of 3. So what I was going to ask was, I know that like Marc gave it a 6 out of 10, I think is what he said. Right. So is that like, in your minds, is that a pass? Like, what is the new, like, because I've just used my
6 out of 10 is in the ballpark of a 3 out of 5.
Right. So 3 out of 5, you divide it in half. It's like, yeah, that's kind of a pass.
Marc
does that mean pass?
Right. Marc did not hate this movie to death, but damn, did that ending really get him?
Right. It got me. I told you I was on track to saying that this was better. And the reason is that Supergirl was taking care of business on her own, whereas Superman. Superman's my favorite character of anything, not just of like a comic character. He's just my favorite anything. And the fact that he even appeared weak at times, despite it being serving a purpose, it served a purpose. You guys are all saying it's serving a purpose. I believe you. It served a purpose. But in my eyes, he was looking weak. So it's like, screw that. Where I don't feel that happened with other superhero movies. I don't feel that Batman looked weak. I don't feel that Wonder Woman looked weak. Superman didn't look weak in Zack Snyder's movie. It was just stupid. But I guess that's a different argument. But Supergirl didn't look weak. She was like, she's like, oh, this isn't going to end well for you guys. So I love Supergirl also. I don't care. I'm not pitting them against each other. Like, I love both. I love Superman more than Supergirl. Okay, fine. But Supergirl's like in the Superman family. It's like any Superman-ish people I love. So I was like, okay, this is better because the story was more straightforward. It wasn't as disjointed. It was following a clear, simple path. We're getting revenge on this girl. I knew the book already, so I knew where it was going. So it was on track to be better than Superman in my eyes. But the fatal error was the ending, which then it's like the circuit breaker. It's just like, well, that's it. It's done. I don't have any lights. Well, I had pretty good lighting for most of the day. Yeah, but now I don't have lights anymore. So F this, right? Like, that's the way I felt about it. And I don't know if I can come back. I'm going to get it. I'll pre-order the Steelbook again. I will do it again at home. Oftentimes I'll watch something at home and change to a positive or negatives. Independence Day went negative. I loved it in the theater. I saw it at home. I was like, well, this movie sucks. But some movies went up, at home, where you can watch in your comfort of your home and you don't have to worry about the woman in front of me who, I don't know what she did. She spasmed so hard that she smashed my knee. And I didn't even realize that in IMAX seats, and I've been in IMAX for 20 years, that the seat in front of you could even touch your leg. I'm not that tall. I'm tall, but I'm not that tall. And she smashed my knee, and I was like, God damn it. And that just pissed me off. That may have just pissed me off. That may have soured me for the whole movie. Yeah. But the popcorn was amazing on that. So anyways, so I'll watch it again. Sydney Sweeney for Super. But you know what, Sydney Sweeney, is she a good actress? I've only seen her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So she looks pretty, but I'm not casting by pretty people. I'm casting by who can play the part. And they made fun of that, or they said that guy for He-Man wasn't big enough. I don't understand. He looked pretty big to me. Like,
Nicholas, and I love that the people who say he isn't big enough. I love what they look like.
Of course. And I want to make this point. We didn't make this point. I am 100% fucking against making fun of people's appearances in the way that they're doing it. It's like there's no zero tolerance. If you post that, and I've been fighting people on Facebook who've been posting little pictures and stuff, and I was like, this is very mean-spirited. This has nothing to do with Superman. I am all in. I am not going to make fun. Like, okay, if someone dyes their hair green and orange and you're like, oh, that looks stupid, that's their decision, but not features that cannot be altered. Like, it's like you do not make fun of, even in the green hair, I would not make fun of that. I do not make fun of people's appearances. And Millie Alcock is not ugly. That's effing crazy. But you judge the acting, and her acting in not Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon was good, and she's fine here. The character killing is the problem. So I'm against doing the memes. I hate that. They did it with other people too. I was like, this girl's pretty hot. How are they saying that this girl, anyway, so I don't like that because it's not what Superman would do. So F that. That's bullshit. Especially for a Superman movie. Like, it's like, okay, you're making fun of this person, but you're supposed to be an advocate of Superman. So like, that's not what would happen. But if they didn't kill her, they killed Krem. So I don't know what to do. What do I do? I hate that part. And it just dismantles it all. So how can I get back? It's like Last Jedi. They made Luke a goof. It's like, why is Luke like an idiot and he dies like an idiot? I'm like, F this. Like, I don't know I can't come back from it. Like, there's certain things that happen in movies I can't, like Superman, I can come back from. I can go back and forth because nothing egregious happened. But in Supergirl, this one thing at the end, it just kills it. I can't, how can I go back? Like, now I know that she kills this guy. So how am I going to watch the movie again and try to be open-minded? That's where I'm at.
Well, again, if the DCU survives past Man of Tomorrow, I'd like to see them do something interesting with it, right? Mm-hmm. And then make all of this trial and tribulation feel worth it. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid we may not get there because we are instantly in tribulation mode. The roller coaster is shaking. The freaking screws are flying out of the roller coaster. I'm nervous.
The bolts are popping out.
This is a tough one.
It's like the roller coaster at the Wonder Wharf in Bob's Burgers. Right.
I haven't seen Bob. This is a tough situation because, again, I don't care about. I don't relate box office to quality of film, but I do relate it, as Cliff said, to the future of the franchise. So, will He-Man's not going to have another theatrical movie. It's done for He-Man. Whether I like it or not, I think most He-Man nerds enjoyed He-Man. And I think most comic nerds were kind of where you guys are on Supergirl, mid, right? And then but my fear is that even the Blakes and the Johns who are like, well, I don't really read Supergirl comics, but when they're in the mid range, this is not looking good because the superhero fans, I've
read Supergirl comics.
Okay, so I apologize, and I didn't mean to shoot, or let's say Steve didn't.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
So Steve, you're not a big Supergirl guy, right? So I'm putting you to the bottom. I like
the character, but I don't read the books.
Well, you're going to the bottom. I don't care. That's fine. I'm putting you non-comic people on the bottom.
I'm always on the bottom, so it's okay.
Yeah, there you go. So when even those guys are kind of like, I don't know. Oh shit! Because I was waiting. There was God's honest truth. I was waiting for Blake's review because he's very enthusiastic. As soon as I saw the picture, as soon as you started talking, I was like, oh, he didn't like this movie. And Marc from Legion, because Marc and I had a big. Oh, hey, how's it going, Citizen 333? How's it going, dude? Was Marc's potential
right now talking about it?
I know. So I was waiting for his review because I didn't know your opinions, Cliff, but I knew that he was a big time advocate of Woman of Tomorrow because I had stopped reading the book on issue 3 when it was coming out in 2020, or I don't. It's actually not new. People are thinking this just came out. Like this is not a new comic.
It's under 10 years old.
Under 10 years, yeah. So it's about 6. I think it was like 2019, 2020. I don't remember the exact dates.
I think it's like 2021 or something.
Okay, so yeah. So let's say 5 years ago. So I was getting it off the rack. And I thought the art was super good. Like, the art looks great. But I was like, I couldn't get into the story, but whatever. But then I got the trade paperback, and then I got the thing. So Mark was the one who really was like, oh, you got to go back and read it. And I feel it's too long. It could have been 4 issues. That's just my opinion. And I thought the ending was slightly ambiguous because it looked to me like Krem was killed. I was like, did Krem die here?
No,
and then
Mark's intentional. And then we find out the truth.
Right. So, right. So I was like, or you could just have him not die and it'd be fine, like whatever. But anyways,
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow began end of 21 and ended in 22.
22. Okay, so yeah, it was 8 issues, right? So
6 issues.
It was 6 issues. No, are you sure?
Yes, this story that you thought was too long.
Right. Wow. So it clearly should have been a 3-parter.
Listen, I was gonna say
it's too long.
You have the hardcover. Reread it and get over it.
No, I've read it like twice now. I'm not reading it anymore. Stop it! You're killing me. I'm gonna lose brain cells every time.
It's a beautiful story. Let me tell you, it was pleasurable rereading it after that movie.
Oh, okay, sure. After that movie, it's definitely more pleasurable. After that, you know what I like? The Peter David Supergirl, which some people don't like, including my friend Sean, when we fight over that all the time. You mean
Matrix? You mean Matrix, aka May, aka Linda Danvers, aka Earth Angel Supergirl? That one?
Listen, I like the Earth Angel.
I get you, man. I love her too. But let us be clear.
It's the fake
most convoluted backstory.
Okay. Listen, let me tell you. That's the fake Supergirl. I said it. And if someone tells me, yeah, but that's the fake Supergirl, I say, I agree with you, but I still liked it. I got the statue of that. I've got a poster of her with the fire wings. That was cool. I like Peter David anyways. I've got a signed copy from Comix Curing Cancer. When they did their auction, there's a signed copy that Rob put up, and I got the signed copy of Peter David, which I never had. So I'm very grateful to that. But yeah, so in any case, I like that, which I get. It's the fake Supergirl, but that was the John Byrne, no Kryptonian, right? So I don't know if you guys know, after Crisis, John Byrne said that Superman is the only one, literally.
And like, actually, that wasn't him. Editorial said.
Oh, editorial. And
he had to work with that. And then what did he do? He's like, oh, let's bring back Superboy and have him fight Superboy. And then Paul Levitz's.
How did they? Oh, we're going to have to talk separately on that. Actually, that was an awesome. Was that 4 parts?
That was 4 parts. 2 action, Superman, Action Comics,
yes.
Legion, and Legion.
Oh shit, yo, that was awesome. That was actually a bit sad. That was read that comic. Anyways, that was awesome. We'll have to talk separately on that one time. But anyways, yeah. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna go see the Man of Tomorrow. You love the Helen Slater, of course. Helen Slater's the best, baby. Yeah, she's good. The movie is like not the greatest, but again, Helen Slater is Supergirl walking around.
I did a rewatch for a show last week of Helen Slater's Supergirl, and everyone agreed that we were pleasantly surprised that we still enjoyed this movie.
I love it. The leisure outfit. He's like, this is a leisure suit. he's like, I'm here to make a serious proposal in that outfit. that was great. Peter O'Toole that wasn't Peter O'Toole. That was Peter O'Toole was hey, how come they didn't have the Omega Hedron in this movie? No, okay. Okay, John, what have you got going on ACTION-FLIX?
So I just interviewed Eric Jacobus, who's a big time indie martial artist filmmaker that's going to be coming out. I also just talked to William Kaufman, the filmmaker. He's got Man of War coming out this Friday, which is fucking awesome. If you like military action movies, watch the shit out of that film. And my review will be up this coming week.
All right, awesome. Who we got on here? Cliff, what have you got on your channel?
Well, I have a few things going on, but most importantly, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Council of Comics, it is our 200th episode of New Keys and Hot Comics. It is our 5th anniversary on YouTube. All right. We've got 3 giveaways that are happening between 7 and 9 p.m. Come join us. That's huge. Then at 9 p.m., I will be on Pop Culture Philosophers, and we will be taking a look back at the movie Hot Fuzz, which I
saw in the theater.
I saw that out of the theater too. Yeah.
So I'll be there for that. Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's the top trending comics with Izzy vs. NYC and myself. And then Wednesday nights, it's Council Community Night at 8 p.m. And then Friday, you can find me at Not Near Mint. Saturdays, you can find me with Matt Spidey and the Outback. And
my goodness.
Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., you can find me doing Comics and Coffee with Cliff. And all of you are welcome to be guests. Just make sure that you're going to bring 6 comics with you because you've got homework.
6 comics. I think I can handle that.
One comic of the week.
Well, Jamie, you only make us read 4 for our stream.
No, you don't have to read them. You don't have to read them. It's 1 comic of the week, 1 comic for shelf pleasure, and 5 comics with a theme of your choice.
Oh, that's actually awesome. Well, you're streaming more than I am. This is crazy.
I know. It's like, are you doing 2 shows on one day?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this guy's.
Listen, I just worked a whole day in 90-degree humidity. I need your energy. I need your energy. Give me some of your energy.
Wednesday. Well, no, I drink a lot of coffee. Wednesday night, I'm also after the Council of Comics at 9 p.m. I will be over on Sector 2814 or 2815, and I will be on Guest at Key.
Oh,
so
my
I have
goodness.
things. I have things.
Woo! All right, Blake. Blake is the only channel I watch.
Like, I don't have nearly half of that going
I'm like,
on.
I don't know how it's supposed to go.
I've got like actually
going on.
Wait a second. I have one show coming on Wednesday.
So my plans are, I have a video I recorded last week that I'm probably gonna upload within the next day or two. A video called The Road to Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm going to start making some build-up videos to Spider-Man Brand New Day and hype videos. I want to make more topical videos on just the state of DCU in the future. I'm going to break down some comparisons between DCU and MCU. And there's a new Evil Dead movie coming out next month. So I plan on rewatching all the Evil Dead movies, and then I might make a review of each one and build to a Evil Dead ranking. So combining Evil Dead, but really focusing on Spider-Man. But I got to get hyped for Evil Dead as well.
There's the Evil Dead movies. It's like each one is so almost completely different from the others that you're like, I don't even know how to rank them. I mean,
I've only ever watched them all one time each, and it's been about 3 years or so since I've seen them. So it'll almost feel like a fresh watch. So I'm excited to rewatch them again.
Real quick, Blake, I'm glad you mentioned Spider-Man Brand New Day, because we're watching Supergirl. I couldn't stop thinking, boy, I can't wait for Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Well, that's gonna sell big time.
Like, Spider-Man's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got my 2 most favorite, 3: Spider-Man, Ninjas, and the Punisher. I'm like,
Punisher.
Yes, yep. And helmetless Scorpion, who would just die immediately as soon as he got knocked into anything. Okay, Steve, what have you got coming up on Comix Asylum?
We're gonna have a Francis Manipal interview. I'm gonna be posting that, so it should be up tomorrow. Joining you as well for
whatever
Avengers.
I'm doing,
whatever you're doing, Avengers. I think Wednesday is.
Are we doing G.I. Joe this Wednesday?
G.I. Joe
for sure.
I think so. So, John, you'll be with us for G.I. Joe. Then we're going to look at the new Conan cartoon.
Oh, yeah, that'll be cool.
I saw that. Yeah.
So, Wednesday at 4, we'll be doing that one, Vaughn and I.
Awesome. So, Blake, you got to watch Conan the Barbarian ASAP. That's my favorite movie of all time. Number 1 favorite movie. I've seen it about 4 million times.
You said that's your favorite movie of all time?
That's my favorite movie of all time.
J-Man's numero uno.
Listen, and everybody here knows Conan. You watch it serious. You're going to be blown away. Because like I've watched so many, first time watching those kind of YouTube videos, like first time ever, and every single one. And I've seen some really goofy people in the thumbnails. It's like these two chicks are like, oh God, they're going to hate this movie. They're like, that was so good. I can't believe it. It's like everyone is shocked at how good it is.
And I love 80s movies, so I'm sure I'll
like
into the 80s charm.
Thank you for mentioning Conan the Barbarian, because I walked out of Supergirl and I was like, I can't remember what the music sounded like in Supergirl. Like,
there was some interesting score. I thought the score wasn't.
All I remember was the cringy punk songs.
You know what?
Yeah, those were not great.
Because I'm with you on that, John.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of space and you're getting like
Ipanema or whatever. The girl from
she goes into her 5th bar and there's an alien singing some 80s. I'm like, how do you? What's going on?
many alien worlds like our music.
You know what? It makes sense. The dude from the MTV dude from the videos, he read the word back in the day.
Oh,
that's the only thing. Because I was like, this makes no sense whatsoever.
Don't forget how many times that we send something into space with music on it. We've done it a few times.
Yeah. Oh, boom, Cliff. I like that. That was a good point. V'ger from Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
V'ger, the shit Carl Sagan did with his wife. I mean, we got a few of them out there. We got a few.
Right. All right. Let me tell you what's going on. Okay. So I'm doing Avengers on Monday. Earth's Mightiest Mondays. We're on issue. God, we've done 232 issues of Avengers live stream. That is awesome. Tuesday Night Terrorvision, hosted by Pete from Wrestling with Horror. We're covering Triangle. This is a very cool horror movie that's not really talked about, or really, I don't know if any of you guys have even seen this movie. I've seen it a few times.
I saw Triangle. I've seen it.
Awesome. You know what, Blake? Check. Well, if you want to come on. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I can't speak exactly for Pete, but if you want to come on Tuesday for Triangle, I can loan it to you, or you can check if it's on your thing. It's very neat, and there's a twist about 30 minutes into it, and then the rest of the movie complete. Triangle 2000. Let me see. Triangle movie. Yep, 2009. That's it.
Okay.
See what you think about it. I mean, to me, 2009 is new.
Yeah, that's kind of new. I was expecting something older. I was like, oh, 2009.
2009.
I just wanted to make sure.
So that's Triangle, and then Wednesday, G.I. Joe. Oh my God, these comics are so badass. And I can't believe Storm Shadow.
Now, is that Destro? Is that Glimmer, or is he getting shot in the head?
I don't know, but if he's getting shot in the head, he deflects it because he's Destro. He headbutts bullets.
That's right, baby.
Every Friday is Fantastic Fridays. We've done 240 issues of Fantastic Four. Geez, this is the John Byrne era now, and it's all good.
Did you like them all, J-Man?
You know what? I kind of did.
Yeah?
I kind of really did.
I mean, there's no section of those comics where you're like, this is god awful.
No, I don't know. I kind of like them all. It was pretty neat. And then I do have a video coming out next Sunday, which I titled "Monica Rambeau is Awesome." I don't know what else to title it, because Monica Rambeau is awesome.
You know what? I appreciate that. I
don't know what else to title it.
That's okay. I'm glad that somebody has a real love for her out there.
They did her so dirty in MCU. It's unbelievable. I like that actress, but what the effing hell was in that Captain Marvel? When she was a little kid, I saw it in the theater. I was like, wait, is that Monica? Is that Captain Marvel? Why is she a kid? That's weird. Did you watch
WandaVision?
So for whatever reason, you're gonna be impressed with this, or maybe you won't be impressed. For whatever reason, of all the Marvel slop trash, I loved WandaVision. I watched it twice. I bought the 4K tin.
Yeah, WandaVision was good.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Okay, the biggest crime against me from Marvel's is the cats. I can't
do the cats either.
I can't do the cats, but I could even do the Singing Planet. I feel the sake of their relationship, the three Marvels, I feel that is the most masterfully handled part of the movie. Yeah. I'm okay with the action. My God, if we're going to get brutal right now, Carol's handling of the end of that movie is better than Kara's handling at the end.
100%. Right? I'll brutal that.
She's like, come on, Dara Ben, let's stop this. Let's put an end to this. Let's do
I'm gonna get brutal right now and just say I've seen the Marvels twice. That was because of Brie Larson and that white shirt. That's the only reason why I see it.
That was definitely a good reason.
Twice. I own the Marvels. I defend the Marvels.
I like the Marvels.
She listen.
Marvels is fun.
Say what you will about Brie Larson as a person. She was on Jimmy Kimmel. Oh my God. I was just like,
oh my God. That was the only episode of that show I ever watched. But you know what? Iman Vellani doesn't live very far from me, and I met her at a comic shop. I got pictures with her, autographs.
She's a sweetheart.
Cool.
Right?
She's like an actual fan of this stuff. So
yeah, she wrote some of the Miss Marvel. She wrote the last two miniseries.
She has written tons of Miss Marvel. Let me tell you, Iman Vellani and the girl over at DC who played Dreamer on the CW, the two of them.
Oh, I know. I have her autograph. Actually, from hold on, I'll tell you the name. No, I have her autograph. This is brutal.
Nicole.
Yes.
Nicole Maines.
Nicole Maines. Yeah.
So let me tell you, they are each a delight. They co-write everything featuring their characters.
I saw that. She's written other ones too. Yeah.
Even this Dream Girls that's out now, she's still co-writer on her. She's there to lend Dreamer's voice to the book. Iman Vellani jumps on the Ms. Marvel stuff to lend Miss Marvel's voice to the book. They are not necessarily the greatest stories we've ever red.
I would agree with that.
Right, but the characters sound like the characters.
I think they did the character again. This is another example. We're going to end. This is another example of where the MCU failed these actors with the way that they told this story, and it just messed it all up. I think there's at least like 10 or 50. I did a live stream MCU movies that are worse than the Marvels, and we came up with like 10 or 11. I was like, okay, there's quite a lot. And I can't do the cats either, and I actually like cats, but I'm just like, I can't. No, like
I couldn't. I was like, I would talk about a shoehorned.
Yeah, that was so weird. Thing. Why is that even there? I mean, that was like, weird.
But outside of that, the relationship of the characters, the use.
Yeah, the ladies together were all right.
The whole. Of course, there are times where like, Kara, why didn't you fly out of the ship and blow everything up? But again, with Dara Ben,
because they forgot. They're like, oh yeah, she has powers. Remember? Except their powers switch in the most convenient plot times.
Because remember, technically, it's when they use them in unison. That's what.
Sure. Yeah, they use them exactly when it's whatever. It's a movie.
But
that's a movieism.
But the way people have torn it apart when there are far worse films and far worse Marvel films.
There's way worse.
I rewatched that movie and have plenty of joy when I rewatch that movie. Yeah. And I'm happy that that small section of the movie where they're all wearing the freaking headset and they're all experiencing Monica's trauma together. I think that's a very important moment, and I think it's beautiful.
But they started
every time.
Yeah, it's the fault of Captain Marvel because it started off poorly, and they sidelined Marvel, and then Monica got like young age. I don't even understand what was going on. Why didn't they use Monica Rambeau? She was way like her introduction, which you'll see on my video, is much better. The way they handled her introduction, she comes in, she starts learning from Captain America. She immediately starts to research the old Captain Marvel. She bands the Avengers together at that one point to help Hank during the trial. That was cool. There's so many awesome things that Monica does within the first 3 to 4 appearances ever. She's already solidified as a great character, and she just showed up and she's already awesome. It's like, wow, this is great. They failed that. I think MCU failed the character. Like Iron Man was awesome
because I thought she was awesome. I thought she was awesome in WandaVision.
She was, but she should have been awesome in Captain Marvel. It should have been her movie. They should have done her first, 100%.
Well, I know, but that's the thing. They got scared and then they just.
I know, and that's.
I still think, with all the circumstances around it, and I know that there are many. Right. I think it's still enjoyable. And how did this go from?
I don't know because we're done. We're way past. Listen,
let's talk about the Marvels for the next half hour.
Yeah, no, Canada, like the entire country of Canada closes in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna just everything shuts down in Canada.
They're open later.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming to the stream, eh? Like we appreciate you guys. It was a beauty. Thanks, guys, for being on here and like take care, eh? And I'll see you on the next one, eh? All right. Good.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.